looked on it, as we are going to head straight into the pistol round. Phoenix opting to start on the T side, so an interesting call to begin things off. They are going to get a fair amount of utility. Molotov and a couple of flashbangs onto Aurel, as the early presence is going to be towards the B bomb site through Kohibi.
Yeah, it looks like it just pretty much a full rush up through Monster right now, and it's going to force some of the 7PM members to start backing away, and Hifo gets tagged down to 2 HP to kick things off. Decorguez, though, does get eliminated in the crossfire. Finally, Hifo will fall. Aurel as well, and this is going to be 7PM trying to even out on numbers. They do have tags to work with here, but looks like Phoenix are in a position to get the bomb down.
Plenty of damage to start things off, and a 3v3 retake of the bomb site. Defuse kit still in the hands of Shimmerly as they start to push through. Alel spotted out on site. You can see Kohibi desperately peeking, but Alel's managed to find one before she's traded out. It is all down onto Mitch. 1 versus 2.
Stutter
Gets the first.
That was beautiful. Oh, what a clutch from Mish on the pistol round.
And that is exactly what Phoenix needed to get things started. A quad kill for Meech, really opening things up, and that's the kind of emotion Phoenix are going to want to bring to a map that they struggled on against 7PM previously.
This is why we talked about standout players. Just about everyone on Phoenix has the capability of doing it, and we mentioned Mish at the very end of the lineup, but she's definitely stood out, and that is one of the reasons why.
And now it's down to 7PM. They're going to be on the half buy. They will get the P250s. They will get the Deagles, and we're not going to write them off because they've sure been effective at using them before. AK into the hands of Alel, as it looks like a fairly standard spread across that CT side. Looking for the pop flash for HFO to peek in towards Monster.
All right, control of Fountain already established here for Phoenix as they look to move up into mid. Pretty easy as there's not a lot of contest here. 7PM are fairly heavily invested over to B, realizing this might be a mistake as the attack comes up through short. This is going to be very quick here for the T
needs
side.
to buy time with that flashbang, but she's so isolated. The
see her turn around, immediate from Mish, not even taking the time on it. The smoke will come up, and this is going to be an easy bomb plan here for Phoenix, and will it stick?
Oof,
that's
Alel
a good
taking
kick.
It down as well. 5 versus 3 now. Leo has to get something done. Shimmerly helping her out to get one, but the trade is almost instantaneous. Kohibi farming cash, a triple kill with the MAC-10, and that is simple Counter-Strike done well. Brought down to 9 HP, but gets 3, starts to build up her bank, and a 2-0 lead for Phoenix to start things off.
And Phoenix start to build up their momentum. You can hear those cheers starting to grow a little bit. They realize, hey, we can definitely do this here on Overpass on 7PM's map.
Exactly, and I mean, Phoenix did look so good yesterday on the pistol rounds. The first 2 maps, I think they won every single pistol. They fell off a little bit on Mirage, but they look so solid on pistol rounds, and it does just provide you the platform to start building a half, as we will see the AK, still the MAC-10 for Kohibi, Galil for Decorguez, as the force buy comes in across the board. 7PM not quite able to get everything they'd want. An MP9 for HFO to try and allow a little bit more utility, as again, fast controller short coming through from Kohibi. The boost not spotting her out, so opportunity.
Ooh, Shimmerly gets tagged up as she tries to turn it around onto Decorguez really quickly there. That will be the retreat path from Phoenix as they were sniffing around. Bomb not picked up, so they just look to establish some control here. You can see Alel sitting as far back as Fountain.
And just taking that CT presence away from the bathrooms here. HFO has to wait for the push through Monster before she can get anything done. Decorguez with the Galil at range will have such a significant advantage as the rest of her team starting to take control of those bathrooms. They do have Alel out towards long now, clearing the map very slowly, forcing the CT presence back and getting a lot of information for Phoenix. They have 1 minute and 3 left. They have time to try and plan this execute.
You know they're dealing with a little bit of a stronger buy than pistols. Over the last time around, a couple of FAMASs there on MN and Hazel in addition to the rest of the guns that have been picked up. There's that back away. It looks like Mish will be going to pick up the bomb. Let's see where the execute goes.
And I think dealing with those pistol force buys is absolutely crucial for Phoenix to start building that confidence. They'll be feeling a little bit better now. We saw how often 7PM were taking those pistol half buys on previous maps, and giving yourselves that flying start just builds up the confidence. 35 seconds left. The nades will fly over the top. There's plenty of CT presence towards A, but the fake is coming out. It's going to be down to HFO and Leo, and that's the UMP and the MAC-10 to do the damage. Kohibi finds the opening pick, and this B bomb site looking very isolated. HFO gets nothing.
Down. Hifo moving on the way through. Just mowing them down through Monster. I don't think 7PM were expecting that reaction at all, and now they're going to be rushing to try and get this defuse off.
Got to save the guns. They've got to keep the rifles alive. They know they've invested super heavily into this round, so it's going to be the 2 FAMASs and the M4, A4 on the save. They're happy to concede a 3rd to Phoenix, and that's half of all the rounds they got last time they faced 7PM on Overpass.
Well, Phoenix definitely did their homework here to try and step it up here today, and it looks like it's paying off. Going to be that 3rd round here, as we will see them really be able to level up their money even more after this.
Yeah, such a nice economy builder. Kohibi still staying alive on that MAC-10. Currently sat on 5.5k. Got herself a kill in that round as well. You can see the loss bonus just started to tick up for 7PM, but Phoenix, they're not going to be concerned about knocking these rifles out whatsoever. Clearly feeling confident, and they know this is only going to be a half buy. 3 rifles available, but those FAMASs at range are going to struggle against the AKs.
All right, here's our replay starting out. Hazel taking down DreamHack here. This was, of course, in that pistol round. And, man, some really good stutter stepping out there.
That was such a huge shot, but Meech plays the pillar so perfectly, isolates the 1v1s, hits the headshots as well. Some serious CS coming out early on. And I mean, Phoenix, they've just been executing through. They've been playing simple Counter-Strike incredibly well. It's been what they've been doing all tournament. And Kahibi with the MAC-10, of course, just mopping up those pistols. And Force Spy is actually going to come in from 7PM. Couple of SMGs as a missed Molotov early on from Phoenix.
Interesting situation here. Potentially 7PM feeling a little bit of the pressure at the moment. It looks like they'll go up through short tunnel, try to establish control on that. Shimley trying to fire down, get him back, but can't find anything through a wall bang.
It's an understandable early play for 7PM, looking a little bit stuttery on the CT side so far. Overpass, one of those maps where CT aggression is well rewarded, so they go for the early control of Phoenix, not able to find something, fall back on the angle. Plenty of CT presence towards this B bomb site, and Shimley, if she looks to jump peek this, will get a lot of information.
They need the information too. Last time 7PM allowed themselves to get faked out with all of that utility toss onto the A site, and now more control being established by Phoenix. You can see at the moment, Aurel looking to come up through short. MN is guarding just outside of bathrooms here.
Really awkward positioning towards that divider. If it's checked, you are in trouble. And you can see Aurel just starting to swing it. She does. She does. But MN still able to find the frag. The trade has to come through, and it will. But Mitch is down to 12 HP.
This is the best chance for 7PM right now. And Hazel's going to keep her sights trained with that FAMAS up. Alel not going to be checking through over on long. Bomb yet to be picked up on this team in Phoenix. Not entirely certain what they want to do here, and it looks like Hifo's going to get the trade onto Kohibi here. Gets traded back almost immediately thanks to DreamHack. A little bit lit up on that one, but it's a 3v3, and Mish only down to 12 HP.
Such a fast flank as well, coming in from Hazel down the connector, and they have no idea. Leo takes down DreamHack, and you can see Hazel in such a promising position here. Mish has to clear connector, unable to find anything, and it's all down to Alel. A bit of a star player, 1 versus 3, gets the first spray, but can't connect. 3-1, 7PM on the board.
And 7PM will be pretty happy about how that one went down. They managed to save a couple of rifles in the situation, get their economy rolling, take the round, and stop that momentum from Phoenix.
I was skeptical about that Force Spy as well, but they make it happen, 7PM. The SMG's working out just about. Of course, the built-up economy for Phoenix, they're going to be able to get a really strong full buy here. AKs across the board. DreamHack is even thinking about the AWP. Drops down, takes the AK, allows herself to pick up utility instead, as Hazel, for the first time, is going to go for this early peek.
Yeah, Hazel definitely been standing out already on this team. No surprises that she's going to be the one on the op at the moment. And it looks like here's this movement up from Phoenix over through tunnels.
This time Kohibi's not going to take any chances towards short. The utility spamming through the wood, not going to be finding anything. No connection just yet, but Phoenix control established for the T side, and we saw that was an area that 7PM wanted to push in the previous round, so a nice start. MN in the long bathrooms has to be cleared, and she will. Mitch with the wallbang to open things up. That leaves a very isolated Orpa.
Didn't take a whole lot of damage, too. All of a sudden, that could be trouble, but Mitch finds Hazel on the opposite end of that barrel, and it's going to be evened out immediately. Hazel keeping that scope up and gets taken down by Alel. They can even salvage away that AWP, and it looks like they will be looking to make the play towards A site.
No presence here for the CT side just yet. Shimmerly trying to buy time with the flashes, makes her way out straight through the smoke towards Optimus, buying a little bit of time and a little bit of space. She'll find the first, looking for the secondary. The spray's good. Finally, the trade comes through, but it's 2v2.
That might have bought enough time. Just enough. The bomb is coming up through long. This is going to take a really long time before they actually get here, and the rest of 7PM soon to arrive. Hifo and Leo to try and stop this one out in Phoenix. They thought they had an easy path on aid. Not the case.
This time's actually played into the hands of Phoenix. You can see 7PM, because it's taken so long for the bomb to go down, HFO doesn't know whether to rotate away from the B bomb site. Will finally get the call now as the bomb is heard from Leo. But 2 versus 2, the bomb down. Little bit of utility. There's a flashbang to work with on both sides. The push starts to come through. The early challenge, and Kahibi will win it. Trades out, though, and now it's all on to Alel. 1 versus 1, has to play the bomb.
She's not. She does have the defuse kit, so she can tap it at least a little bit quicker. Has a little bit more time to work, but trying to get the spray and the peak, it's not enough. That's going to be Alel taking down the last remaining member of 7PM for a 4th.
And that is exactly what Phoenix would have wanted. They lose that 1 round, but almost immediately finding a response. A really well-executed round from them, taking the pick in towards the long bathrooms, and then just building off of that information, building off of that frag. Hazel only able to get 1 with the AWP, and that is such an important trade frag coming through to Phoenix. Allows them to take the site, and although they go down to 1, they do secure the round.
It looks like it's going to be a pistol coming out for 7PM at the moment. Economy a little bit shaky, so they decide to stick with just a little bit of utility for themselves. And here's the fan out, 3 committing over onto B. Slow moves by the T side.
This is where Phoenix have to be so careful. Could be able to get one, but the trade is there, and the pistols for 7PM are so good. Leo gets a second. Decorgez unable to do anything about it. So 4 versus 3. Again, the CT side with the advantage on this pistol round, and this is where things get a little bit awkward for Phoenix.
This is what we're talking about. Sometimes the team with the pistols just manage it on the eco, and it looks like Phoenix are second-guessing the strategy to send Kohibi so far forward.
An aggressive push towards short. We have seen it consistently. A little bit predictable now as 7PM decide to push in, get that counter-aggression coming through. Leo with a really nice double kill on the 5-7, building herself up some cash, of course, without armor, but the shots just weren't connecting for Phoenix as now they have to execute towards A.
And MN knows this is going on because the Molotov comes down here trying to get that shots over the side of the truck, and it's not going to be enough. The trade back onto MN from Morel. 3v2 situation, trying for it. Shimley going to get dropped down. That bomb plan is there. And it's all onto Leo to try and clutch out with that saved AK.
Has to try and keep the AK in her hands. You can see she's got plenty of cash, of course. She got 2 kills with a 5-7 in this round, but can't afford to lose the AK-47 realistically. The cash on her teammates nowhere near as significant, so keeping that in her hands will allow her to drop a rifle, and that's absolutely crucial if 7PM want to get some more rounds in.
I think they certainly do right now. So this one will go to Phoenix, number 5 for them, and they're certainly feeling a lot more confident than we saw them up against 7PM on day number 2. They've clearly learned a lot since then.
Yeah, really liking the change of pace from Phoenix, taking aggressive control of short. It didn't work out in this case, but you've seen Kohibi getting so many frags in towards that short position. Aurel able to mop up, bringing a little bit of that star play to the anti-eco, as it will be 5-1, and Phoenix, they are very, very close to matching their previous result here on Overpass with just 7 rounds coming.
Oh, wouldn't be too bad for them right now. Phoenix, if they can get into the CT side with a decent lead in points, that certainly will help them to overcome this first map on 7PM female, force them onto the back foot.
Orb coming out again for Hazel, and she's going to be looking to do a lot more with it this time. We've seen Phoenix not really fussed about bringing out that AWP onto Decorgez or anybody else for that matter, just not looking for the investment as, again, Hazel not going for the aggressive fast peak. We will see the control coming through. Kohibi once more towards short, but there's a boost here for her to contend with, and 7PM, it's red beautifully, but Kohibi connects. A lovely headshot to open things up, and she has support.
She knows exactly what 7PM wanted to do, reading the boost out brilliantly here, and now they're going to try and move back over towards the bomb, look to establish some control on A. That does seem to be the favored bomb site for this team.
Hazel has to go big here on that AWP, falling back to the site now as you see HFO taking a good tag of damage, and this is a really nice opening salvo from Phoenix, taking that controller short. You can see Kohibi, of course, that boost might have been an issue on day 2, but here they know exactly what's coming. Red to perfection. She pre-aims the spot, hits the headshot, and gets her team the man advantage as now Hazel, forced back onto the site, is desperately trying to make something happen with the AWP.
Hazel needs to get some seriously efficient trades here. It looks like the T side are coming up through long, slowly sneaking through the bathrooms.
AWP does its best work at range, of course, but Hazel, she's just falling back. She's so cautious as Decorgez making a little bit of noise towards B, trying to buy time. The aggression from HFO will give the play away, but MN has to find some frags from Truck. Unable to get anything. Aurel trades her out, and Hazel, she's at the back of sight.
She wasn't looking at that, and all of a sudden she's got to turn on, looking for some damage there, and gets taken down without making the trade she needed. It's all onto Shimley. She does salvage the op right now, but I don't think that's going to be the safest place to save because everyone's hunting for her. Phoenix wins the round.
And a really nicely timed flank from Decorgez. 5 rifles saved, nobody falling in the round. Phoenix, they are looking really, really solid here on the T side of Overpass. Clearly went home, clearly did their homework, and they know what to bring here.
And this is 7PM's map right now. When it moves on to the second one, this is going to be a little rough for 7PM. Even before the half happens, Phoenix are in a really good position.
Yeah, they've really built themselves up a nice economy to boot as well. They've got plenty of cash. We're going to see plenty of reinvestments coming on that T side as the buy will be in. A little bit slim pickings for 7PM. They're going to have to bring out that MP9 again onto HFO. Hazel does have the AWP in her hands, and this time looks like she wants to get aggressive on the peak towards Fountain.
She's going to need to this time. Got to change it up a little bit. There are tags, but Mish and Aurel and now Alel all eliminated. An excellent push there on the CT side to try to get it going. Hefo does get turned on, traded out there. So does Shimley, and Kohibi is determined to make this round not a loss.
Decorgez and Kohibi have to go huge here, and Leo on the backstab could be the changing factor. It'll be all down to Kohibi here. She needs the ace to get anything done. MN shutting her down, and that is the aggression on the CT side from 7PM. Being proactive, finding themselves picks, and securing a round.
That's exactly what they needed right now. Still saving a couple of big guns for themselves, but Phoenix, their economy is definitely not hurting too bad, so they'll be able to get another full buy-in.
AKs and an AWP saved on that CT side. 5 AK-47s again for Phoenix and full utility to back it up. And even after that investment, their economy not looking too shabby. They'll be looking at a $1,900 loss bonus if this round goes south. So plenty of money left in the bank for another buyout. But Phoenix going to be looking to change the formula here, taking that early presence of short once again, but a little bit more cautiously this time as Hazel goes for the late peek in towards long.
MN is going pretty far forward, though, and there's that start. Hifo getting traded, but still managing to find a lot of damage, being very efficient in that tag down to 12, but has DCorgez and Kohaibi 6 feet under.
And that's exactly what you can't afford to do to start the round off. HFO fully blinded does find the first frag, but the trade has to come through, and there's just nothing coming out for Phoenix. 5 versus 3 now. Leo desperately trying to recover an AK-47, not quite able to grab it though. And you can see Phoenix, they have no map to work with. After losing those opening picks, they really are struggling to get back into this one 5v3.
Well, they make their way to Fountain, but it's limping along right now, and it looks like the team will try to regroup and make a push up through short, but you have to be careful. MN has her sights trained on that corridor.
So, yeah, I mean, 7PM, they only have to go 1-for-1 on the trades now. There's really not a lot more they have to do, and you can see the setup from the CT side. MN tight on the angle, will get the entry, drops the bomb as well, almost finds the second. Aurel down to 5 HP, able to get something done, and Hazel is tagged up, so there's damage to work with, but the T side in such an awkward spot here.
They're going to retreat immediately, but they got to be careful not to get flanked around the side by Leo, who takes down Alel, spraying through to win the round. 7PM.
Exactly what they need. 7PM again. They're starting to string a couple of rounds together. We're seeing the aggression starting to work out for the CT side, giving themselves a little bit of a platform. We've seen Phoenix equal their previous record as the pause does come in. Yeah,
this is the arresting momentum that Phoenix were worried about right now. They are going to have a bit of a team chat as things go on. Still have that lead. No, it's a 7PM timeout. Excuse me.
That's a little bit of an unusual one, actually. 7PM just starting to gain momentum, but perhaps somebody spotted something in the way that Phoenix played. We've seen Kohaibi consistently trying to take that control of short.
Okay, no, we got debated.
We got debated.
It happens.
There we go. Expected as we see 7PM just starting to string a couple of rounds together. There's going to be the team talk coming out from Phoenix, trying to work out how to counter this strategy. We've seen Kohaibi getting aggressive towards short. There's been mixed results as this game has gone on. Initially, it was really effective, but now it's starting to wear off.
They've used a pretty effective misinformation game in the beginning, but eventually you kind of run out of options, and 7PM can guess right a couple of times. That's all they need to do. Let's see what Phoenix can get done as they will look to fan out here. It looks like bomb picked up early, and it might be a movement towards the B side, but they do fan out.
Yeah, again, looking fairly standard for Phoenix. Really not interested in taking anything too fast as the standard setup. The boost once again in session, and the damage there, but Leo not found this time.
Yeah, Leo drops down a little bit quickly before she can get taken out by Kohaibi on that one. Mish is going to be sniffing around, looking at that B side just before Monster, but this is a very efficient position for Hifo. Finds DCorgez through the smoke.
Half a gap in that smoke, and 7PM are going to take brutal advantage of it. Yet again, it is only the Mac 10 for Phoenix, so a little bit. Oh, what a shot from Aurel. The tag comes through on the AWP, but through the wall down to 2 HP. The headshot still in for Phoenix, and that's a nice equalizer.
That was very clutch right now. Phoenix needed a trade like that, but Aurel does have to stay alive. It looks like a lot of smoke's coming through. Over on the B side, bomb not been picked up, so this isn't a play to execute.
Bomb still very passive in this round at the moment. The spot out from Alel, she's just seen MN on the jump peak, so a little bit more information gleamed for the T side of Phoenix, and they're still looking like they want to find a pick before they execute, as the bomb is finally starting to make its way round towards A.
Looks like the bomb will rotate towards short right now. The bathroom control for Phoenix as they try to get up close and personal. MN and Shimley guarding on the site. No AWP here, so they can move in a little faster, but they got to be careful of that angle. Immediately, Aurel gets taken down. Traded back, though. Alel grabs Shimley, and that is going to be a 2v3. Alel down to 1 HP, and here comes the rotation for the remaining CTs.
You really see what Alel can do there. 2 swift headshots. She's low, but she's still finding frags and keeping HFO and Leo out the site a little while longer with those Molotovs. Alel even manages to grab herself Hazel's AWP, so on 1 HP, she's not going to care. Lovely nade comes into HFO, and this retake is looking doomed from the start.
It's going to be difficult. Alel does need to hit some of those shots. Kohaibi falling down, and now it's on to Mish versus Leo with Alel waiting in the wings, and the first trade onto Kohaibi. That one happened earlier, excuse me. The defuse, they need to hit it. Leo's got to be careful, though, dealing with 2. And Alel manages to spray down before she can get it. Truly a 1v1.
This is a really nice play from Mish, though. She's hidden on the site, and Leo has no idea where she is. This is all about the timing. Taps the bomb round the back. Phoenix get their 7th. They better themselves on Overpass here, and that is looking very, very promising, even as Mitch goes down to the bomb. The instant response, the timeout comes through from Phoenix, and off the back of it, they secure the round.
That they do. Really just needing to rethink your game plan. Every now and again, it's useful. We talked about this multiple times over the course of this tournament. These teams are not afraid to take their tactical pauses.
And it's really nice to see. I mean, they were converting a 4 versus 5 situation there after DreamHack gets picked off early on by HFO, and that is seriously impressive from Phoenix. The disadvantage was their way, but they make it happen, and this time again, fairly standard early round setup. Looks like Hazel with the AUG this time wants to get aggressive towards long, and there's a huge push coming through here. MN going all the way towards Fountain to try and shut down LL.
LL knows this, so she does manage to duck back behind, looks to trade off, and MN bites off a little more than she can chew. There's a trade over by B-side, but it's going the way of Phoenix right now. Mishinko Hybe finding 2 more, and the execute's heading towards B.
And an absolutely perfect counter from the T side. Of course, you see the CTs from 7PM getting so aggressive, so much presence in towards Fountain. So Phoenix just say, we'll go B, we'll put most of our presence there. LL buys a lot of time finding that initial frag, keeps the CTs busy, and her teammates just execute flawlessly.
And all of a sudden, 7PM, their economy starting to look a little tattered at the moment. They do manage to save an AUG and, of course, one of those M4s, but not a lot of buys available for this next round.
Yeah, luckily for them, we are going to see a fairly strong save coming in. Mitch just going for a little bit of a hunt, but not going to find anything at all. There's not a lot of cash left on that T side, so keeping 4 rifles alive is absolutely crucial, and they are going to be able to do so. 8-3 the scoreline. This is 7PM's map pick, and normally considered fairly CT-sided.
Yeah, you would think, but things have definitely gone not according to expectation a lot of the times in this event, and Phoenix looking to pick up an 8th round have to be absolutely over the moon with the results right now, as they will be looking to close out this half in just a couple more.
A really impressive start to the T side from Phoenix. Really looking like they've gone home and done their homework. We saw Kohybe pre-aiming that boost in towards short, as we will see another pause coming in.
This one should be for 7PM.
This has got to be for 7PM. They've got to try and work this round out. They don't have a lot of cash left in the bank, and if this one goes wrong, they're looking at conceding a 9th, one away from double digits for Phoenix.
Yeah, this is not what you want to be staring down, especially when you don't have the economy to try and pick things back up. That's when snowballs happen. That's when you lose out a half.
I love that keyboard from Shimmerly. She has that almost at a 90-degree angle to herself. That is ridiculous.
Honestly, it's one heck of a grip for sure, but it's very efficient, I suppose, if that's the way you like to place your hands.
That is absolutely insane. Just noticed it, but she'll be looking to do more than have a funky keyboard placement. Some funky frags need to go the way of 7PM. They need to find something really just to open this half up. 8-3 at the moment. Full buy in session for Phoenix. They are down onto the Galil for DreamHack, but it's worse on 7PM's side.
Yeah, it's been brutal economics both sides of the way, but 7PM have been the ones on the worst end of it, and we'll see what Phoenix's play is out the gate here, as they probably will look to commit to the same type of fan out they've done before. Actually, it looks like most of the teams going through tunnels. No, never mind. They look to move out and play it very safe, looking to establish control on playground.
And you see the CT side getting aggressive towards short. This might be the break that 7PM need. HFO and Leo with the SMGs have got the information in towards the short position, but all the while Phoenix looking very slowly towards the A bomb site, not really putting any presence out. The boost coming through to check out towards long as DreamHack looks to take control of party, and it's a very measured early round from Phoenix.
Yes, it is. Just systematically sweeping through right now. Hazel scoped up, looking for anything she can find on this short position. But
Really
it looks
nice.
like they might move towards long. Phoenix, they might even sneak around. This is one of the slower rounds we've seen here. There's the
really nice boost.
Hazel does manage to trade onto LL, and now Phoenix know exactly what they're dealing with.
7PM playing some really intelligent CS, boosting up over Divider, gives you that angle in towards the bathroom, something to work with. And again, we're going to have to see a 4 versus 5 conversion coming in from Phoenix if they want to secure this round. Already the rotations coming through as the utilities here, but Aurel down to 5 HP. Hazel is doing so much work with the AUG.
This isn't stopping the T's from moving in, but they start losing people. They do trade back onto Hazel, but lose even more for it. Aurel going down, the trade back onto MN. And they might have just forced 7PM away from this A site, but they've got to get that plant down.
They've bought themselves a 3 versus 3, but the flank is so good here from HFO. Missing the spray with the MP9, but still able to find the frag. Meech down, and now 2 versus 3. The double peek comes in. DreamHack can only get 1, and it's 1 versus 2. Such an awkward position. HFO will find the frag, and 7PM do start their recovery here on Overpass.
They absolutely needed that one. A 4th will go into their favor. They still maintain a couple of guns here. Economy still a little bit rough, but they'll get the defuse off.
And that was so vital. They're going to be able to save 2 AK-47s as well. That round was absolutely essential for 7PM female. They need to start building themselves up some backing, and they will get the defuse off. 8-4. The buy still going to be very, very strong for the T side, getting all those AKs out, getting utility across the board, and the cash is there for 7PM, but they need to start finding frags and rounds.
Yeah, they need to hang on to these guns as well. The trades have to be very, very efficient, and I wonder if those aggressive plays up on short are going to be paying the same dividends every time.
Yeah, sometimes you get away with them, and sometimes you don't. We saw in the previous, of course, very limited presence from Phoenix's. Again, same sort of setup. Kohibi this time going to go aggressive in towards short early on. The Molotov not going to keep her out, but she's got to be careful because there's counter-aggression coming through from 7PM. The early frag goes the way of Leo. The trade not quite there, but finally the UMP of D. Corgez with a double to make it 3-on-3 as they look to push towards B.
And she picks up that AK right back for herself right now as the bomb starts moving its way towards B slowly, a 3v3 situation. But look at that wraparound as you see Hazel trying to get the flank.
That's bought the rotation as well. You can see Meech is aware of the possibility, but it's such a good spot. That's an easy frag for Hazel. And now D. Corgez and Alel have to go absolutely huge. They really don't have a lot of map presence. You can see Alel with the bomb slowly creeping her way round towards Fountain as D. Corgez tries to buy time towards B. But with Hazel in towards Connector, this is so awkward.
This isn't going to be easy. She might even try to take the real long path at the moment, go through bathrooms, but she's checking very carefully. She gets into the sights of Hazel. This could be all over. Hifo does get tagged pretty heavily, but Alel is now the lone player here for the T side, and they'll be hunting for her.
She has to go towards the A bomb site here. 45 seconds left on the clock, 1 versus 3. She knows the CT are mostly presented towards that B bomb site, so if she can get the plant down, she gives herself an opportunity. There's Molotov, smoke, and a flashbang to work with for the T-sided player, but
she's got to move right now. Hazel,
she's got to get going.
Only a matter of time before she realizes what's going to be happening here. The bomb plant should be able to go down, just trying to keep all of her intervals covered to make sure nobody can get that flank on her, but she's taking as much time as possible about it. She will get that plant off, and let's see where she decides to position herself as 7PM are alerted to the plant situation. That tag up finds Alel, half health. Turn around, that's going to be it. And 7PM will be able to take another.
I thought Alel was just going to catch Hazel with the nade out there, but not quite. And this is the recovery that 7PM needed towards the end of the half. They aren't going to be able to take the CT side with the lead, but if they can get 6 or 7, they give themselves an opportunity. Of course, incredibly mechanically skilled players, so the T side could be very good to them.
Yeah, they need this to get back on the board for sure. 7PM, they come into this matchup looking like the favorites because they'd already dispatched Phoenix. It was still a close affair if you look at the 2-1 map score, and now we have another pause coming in. Wouldn't be too surprised to see this one on the Phoenix side, and it is.
Not a lot of cash left on the board for Phoenix. They need to think very carefully about how they want to conclude this half. They don't have the money to be full buying into this one. Start to map out your rounds. Start to map out where your buys are, where your ecos will have to be, and make sure you give yourselves the best possible opportunity to take multiple rounds before the end of the half. They're in a great position right now, 2 rounds away from double digits, and if they can get close, the CT side should be a walk.
See if they can play it just about as aggressive as 7PM have done. We'll take a look at some of our replays here. Leo, Shimley really getting a lot of work done here with those sprays. And Hazel, what a great flank in that last round.
Just making it look simple now. 7PM, they've really grown into this. It looked troubling at the beginning, but they're starting to find their feet on the CT side. They do have the full buy. The pistols have come out for Phoenix, and this is going to be a really intriguing round. The rush looks like it's going to come through towards the B bomb site. So can the CTs of 7PM counter it? I mean, it's the first time they've been against the pistol round from Phoenix.
Yeah, we've seen pistols do some crazy things up against a buy situation, and here they come, but into the meat grinder they go, still trading away with Leo, and now it's down to D. Corgez, and just 19 HP to work with. She does have the bomb, but she's surrounded by CTs.
1 versus 3, P250, 19 HP. Not much more she can be expected to do. The nade could do it. MN not quite spotting out the player, but finally will take the damage, finds the shot, and 6-8. 7PM are starting to draw close now.
Yeah, they might just even this one up if they can keep this momentum going. They did lose 2 to the pistol round, but let's see what the buy comes in for Phoenix here, as they've saved just enough to be able to invest in a full stack of AKs.
And that was the exact point of that pause. They managed their economy so efficiently. They are going to be able to get the full buy out. They're going to have those 5 AK-47s to try and work this situation out. But on the other side, Hazel again actually opting not to pick up the AWP in the last round of the half, has been struggling to start things off.
It's been very expensive, so why not drop down onto the AUG? You can trade a little bit more efficiently if you're not as worried about going down in the 1-for-1 situation. Phoenix here, it looks like they will start to establish control of the tunnels, but hesitant to push out really quickly onto Fountain. They'll finally do it, but look at this positioning from Hazel here with the scope up, manages to take down Alel on the opening.
An absolutely key opener as well. One of those really important players for Phoenix on the T side. Gets taken down very early on. Nobody really in a position to trade for Hazel's frag either. So once again, Phoenix find themselves 4v5. We've seen them converting these previously, but this boost towards Connector could be absolutely crucial, as Aurel and Kohibi are going to start to clear the bathrooms.
7PM used boosts on this map like no other team at this tournament we've seen, but we'll see if Hazel can actually get some dividends paid off of it. She keeps the guard on short here. There's going to be some sniffing up. Oh my goodness, that was a quick frag. DreamHack just caught snoozing over on the edge of tracks.
And 5 versus 3 now. This is looking really awkward for Phoenix. Such a strong start, but you can see Hazel boosted up, has got that vision in towards the bathrooms, finally falls off of it, and the smoke might give the play away as MN actually manages to find Kohibi towards long just as that smoke's going down, gets a second onto Aurel in the bathrooms, and now Mish is 1 versus 5. So little she can do here, tries to take the peak, hits the early shot, but the tag is down, and she's down to 52. Nothing she can do. 7PM going to make it the slimmest of victories for Phoenix at the half.
I can't believe it. They came all the way back 8-7 to turn on it for the half. Now they will have to step things up onto the T side, and we'll see what their aggression can bring there. But switching it over, the momentum at least is on the side of 7PM. What can the Singaporean squad do to try and arrest it?
I think Phoenix, we want to see some of those aggressions on the CT side. We saw 7PM having a mixed bag towards the start of the half, but as they started to feel their way into the game, the aggressions were working out perfectly. Really intelligent use of the boosts across the map, and Phoenix have really got to take a play out of 7PM's book in that regard. Look to get those proactive early picks, put the T side in a 4 versus 5 situation where you're not going to see so many round conversions.
Give them a taste of their own medicine if they can. It looks like some uncertainty on the side of Phoenix as they talk through what happened in the back of that first half.
I think the one thing they've got going for them is they've been spectacular on pistol rounds. They've always been good at getting that pistol round and then finding the conversion as well. So a potential to start stretching that lead on the T side would be absolutely huge. Give yourselves an opportunity. This is 7PM's map pick. You know they're going to be bringing a good fight, but if they take it, Phoenix are looking like they're in the driving seat.
Now, the economic pressure, too, that Phoenix were able to deal in the first couple of rounds there certainly helped them get off to a flying start. They'll be looking to do that again now that they're on the CT side, and we are up into pistols of the second half. We'll see how the strategies change.
So much utility picked up by 7PM. 2 players opting for no armor. There's a molly, a smoke, 2 smokes in fact, and a couple of flashbangs to boot, as this is going to go straight towards the B-bomb site. Fairly standard, heavy presence for the CT side, and these nades are going to be so good from Orel. They're going to have to be if they're going to stop 7PM. The smokes come out and they're going to push towards B.
Party on B, Kohibi, that's 2, looking for 3, can't quite knock it, but that is an efficient trade. Looking for even more here, down to Hefo and Leo, but Aurel and Mish have already bought it, and Aurel is going to have to try and clutch this one out. Hefo manages to turn around with 2 headshots of her own.
How is this a 1 versus 2? It looked so good for Phoenix, but now a really awkward position for Aurel to find herself in, trying to flash herself out from CT, getting the early information, trying to just spot out any of these fights. You can see Leo and HFO playing together. The early headshots. And the second! How has Aurel pulled that off? 2 headshots, and she gets the defuse 9-7, and that's the start Phoenix needed.
100% Phoenix. What a clutch play for Aurel. We've talked about everyone on this team has the capability to step up, but she just did 1, 2, and gets the defuse just in time. Brilliant play.
Making it look so simple as well. Tapping away, hitting those headshots. It was played so well by 7PM as well, as we are going to see the replay from that early round. Kohibi finds 2 really nice frags, but the trade is there, and then HFO almost single-handedly unlocking that bomb site with headshots across the board, and I mean, you can't argue with this from Aurel.
Oh, yeah, we got to slow that one down just to see how well it shot. And disappointment on the 7PM side. They couldn't pick up that round. It looked like they had, but really great plays here. And the first buy will come out. SMGs across the board. 1 rifle or 2 picked up Kohibi and LL. And
getting that bomb down, 7PM going to be able to pick up the pistols, and this round is crucial for Phoenix. We've seen how good 7PM can be at converting these half buys with pistols, and Aurel, the first one to take the fight, has to find some early damage. We'll find the initial frag, but that's all she'll get. Gets a second just about before the trade's in, and now Mish has to fall off the angle. There's potential here for 7PM.
Yeah, too many targets there to take down. Now DreamHack will look to wrap around to try and get that flank play off here. Let's see if she can get the spray. Does manage to find Leo down, and LL takes down Shimley. Even though there was a picked up UNP, Hazel's not able to get anything done with it. A nearly flawless round, only losing Aurel.
Phoenix learning from their mistakes here. 7PM, we've seen them so good at converting those half buys with pistols, but Phoenix are having none of it here on Overpass. They are making their presence known, as we will see the first buy coming in from 7PM. They're going to be able to get the AKs and the utility, but this bonus round could be so good for Phoenix.
If Phoenix can win this right now, all of a sudden they start to do real economic damage, and that starts to pick the pace. You're already on 10 wins. You only need 6 more to actually take this round. Remember, Overpass is 7PM's map. It'll put them in a situation that they're very unfamiliar with.
Yeah, taking the first map against 7PM would be a huge achievement for Phoenix here to open things up, and it looks like they're going to go for that short aggression, exactly as we saw from the T side. DreamHack is taking a lot of early spam damage, and that is the perfect counter. HFO spamming through the wall, getting a good tag onto the MP9, but of course it is only the SMG, so the rifles still plenty of health to work with and looking aggressive towards the bathrooms.
Yeah. Slow fan out for 7PM here as they look to establish control over at Party. You can see Leo not looking to push too far forward. They have an inkling, game sense call it, that Phoenix have control on the bathrooms. Mish trying to peek around the side here on short.
AK's trying to take advantage of the ranged engagements as finally Mish will fall back, but that's the difference at the moment. 7PM, they fell back so early in the round. You can see the CTs slowly creeping, really not giving up any map unless they absolutely have to 7PM. Decorgez playing the off angle, tight with the MP9. She knows she's tagged low. She's going to have to hit some serious shots, but for the time being, 7PM still look like they want to explore the opportunity of the A bomb site.
It looks like they want to explore connector. They've just been stuck up between there and that short side for a little while here, as they will look to establish some control on bathrooms. Bomb goes back. It's going to be Hifo picking it up, and it looks like A will be the execution.
Aurel a little bit isolated towards long. You can see Mish is in a position to assist with the nades and even peek wide if necessary, but there's also presence coming through from short, so Hazel's going to flash her teammates in, and that's going to draw Mish wide. It's going to be down to Aurel to find this opener. Hazel, she baits the position, finds the initial shot, and now Aurel, so isolated, can get nothing done. Not the hero this time, as it's 5 versus 3, 17 seconds left. The T's have actually left the bomb behind, but there's no there's nothing coming in from Phoenix.
Exactly. They're just going a long way around and not entirely certain what the execution play is going to be. A couple of seconds to go. 7PM will manage a last-second bomb plan, and now this retake is going to be so difficult.
I tell you what, if Phoenix had looked to contest that bomb site, that was the word I was looking for before, but if they'd looked and tried to just deny that bomb plant, there was only 6 seconds left. If they drop the bomb planter, they win this round, but instead they're going to be keeping their hands on a few rifles. The SMG still up for Decorgez and giving themselves a chance to buy as 7PM draw closer.
You have to wonder about that play and that decision-making, though. This was a bonus round for Phoenix. Yeah, they have at least one good rifle to save and hang on to, but it's full 5 stack of AKs on 7PM side. All that economic damage you've done has gone to nothing. And
that was just Hazel unlocking long with the AK-47. The ranged shots so efficient, of course, on that rifle and making it look very, very simple. 8-10 the scoreline. All 5 players kept alive for 7PM. This is the start of what could be a very scary T-side for Phoenix.
Hazel so efficient in and of herself. 14 kills, only 10 deaths on the board. Full utility will be coming in as they didn't have to give anything up in the way of guns. And 7PM female, they pulled within 2 rounds of Phoenix.
The buy is not going to be good at all. They are actually opting for the Force Phoenix, an interesting call to make. They're going to keep those 3 rifles, get another M4A1 and a 4A4 out. So a little bit of potential, but they need to start hitting their shots, and they need to start doing it now against the AKs.
They can't afford to get picked off early here. Forward positioning, very aggressive through short. It looks like they want to try and cut them off on the rotate over to Fountain, or potentially even in the lower tunnels. As the nades start flying out, the smoke comes and stops the Molotov from going any further.
Phoenix trying to get aggressive, trying to be proactive on that CT side, taking map control away from 7PM and forcing some of that utility out. You mentioned how they have all that cash, all that utility to work with, but the more the CTs bleed out, the better, and this forward position has to work out. Aurel gets nothing done, though. The insta-frag, and now 5 versus 4. You'd expect 7PM to convert this.
This is 7PM starting to take charge in this series. They had gotten close to evening out. Phoenix had a great start to the round, just like last time, but 7PM looking to equalize in a couple more here. Bomb still left behind, but they have plenty of time to work with.
Still that MP9 on Decorgez as well. This buy is not looking good at all. Alel going for the boost we saw from Hazel, trying to get that information, but it doesn't look like 7PM are going to test the A-bomb site at the moment. The bomb's still all the way back in spawn as they take control of connector and start to think about that B-bomb site hit.
Taking their time. It seems like the aggression a lot more measured by the Chinese side when they switch over to T's, at least here on Overpass.
Not something you normally find yourself saying either.
No, definitely not. But that's what's keeping Phoenix guessing right now. It seems like this team is hesitating, not entirely certain of fully committing to one play or another. The bomb does make its way up through short into bathrooms. There's another pickoff. It looks like Aurel is going to get taken down. Excuse me, Decorgez on Hifo managed to find her.
And this is really awkward again for the CT side. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. The bomb's actually going to make its way towards the A-bomb site. The rotation's already come in from Phoenix. This is awkward. The bomb's going to go down completely freely for 7PM. And if the CTs look to retake the wrong bomb site, this could be absolutely lethal.
What a great play to try and lure away the remaining CTs. Leo does get taken down by Alel, but look at the difference right now. All the T's pretty much guarding up on the edge of the A side if the retake would look to happen. Mish and Kohaibi combo up to take down Hifo. 2v3 situation, but Kohaibi, she does manage to pick up an AK. This is going to be a tough retake, and they might want to go for a save. Their economy's not looking healthy.
Yeah, they're going to take those rifles in towards spawn. There's nothing more they can try to do here, Phoenix. 9-10, 1 round the difference, and they're really struggling. We saw them take the pistol and the anti-eco after that, but once the rifles came out, Phoenix haven't been up to the task on the CT side.
It seems like for Phoenix, it's all been about out-executing, but for 7PM, it's been out-strategying. 7PM yet again managed to outwit Phoenix here, and they pull within 1 round. If it goes 10-10, man, this is a real close series.
And they've got so much cash to make it happen as well. Portals coming in. You've got to imagine it's Phoenix in this scenario. They do not have a lot of cash left whatsoever. It's going to be a very, very awkward buy for them on the CT side, just trying to get anything they can going. They've really struggled in the rifles to be proactive. They've not been finding their picks, not hitting their shots, and something has to change if Phoenix want to take map 1.
Absolutely. We've talked about the consistency that this team has offered in the form of Alel and Arel, and, well, they've been pretty good at landing a couple of shots, but you need to trade a little more efficiently at that, and some of the pop-off players just find themselves on the wrong end of those trades early on. We've seen multiple times DreamHack trying for a sneaky flank, gets found out, and 7PM just seem to have the game plan down pat here on Overpass. This is why they picked this map.
Yeah, you can understand it now. It looked like the wrong call in the first half, but they're really growing into this matchup, building that opportunity. They do have 5.7s and P250s, Phoenix, to try and counter this one, but a very awkward situation to find yourself in. As 7PM, within 1 round, they've got full AKs, they've got cash in the bank, and they're going to make their way towards Fountain early on.
Long rotate here for Phoenix to try to pick off a couple of the 7PM players, just looking for that element of surprise here, but it hasn't worked before, and everybody from the T side is on playgrounds except Hifo, who has missed the memo, looking to rejoin the team, and the bomb comes through. There's that Mish getting taken down early. What can you do when you've only got pistols facing down? Ooh. Hazel and Shimley do get traded, so this is the best that Phoenix could have hoped for, forcing the 3v3, and they save their two rifles right now too.
Really nice use of the M4A4 there from Alel, and she's still buying time in the long bathroom. She knows she's isolated. She knows she has to come up absolutely huge here, using all of that utility, trying to be proactive, trying to find the peak. Can't quite hit the headshot onto MM, but there's damage to work with, and Kohibi still has that AK to try and find this round as the flank is starting to come in. Alel in such an awkward position, so many angles to check. Half HP, she will be found out. MN down to 29 though. DreamHack on the 5.7 could still do work.
Certainly could. Kohibi also going to be guarding the entrance to long here. They know that the game plan is going to be on the A bomb site. It's just a matter of when and how.
7PM, they've got time to stall. They've got time, utility, everything favoring them at the moment. Kohibi is going to have to go absolutely huge, although for Phoenix, that's exactly the player you'd want in this scenario. She has been an absolute stunner for their side so far, and it looks like the fake is going to come in towards the B-bomb site, desperately trying to draw the rotation, and if Kohibi falls for it, the round's over.
Well, it's DreamHack that is in that area right now, still on that pistol, and not going to be moving a muscle just yet. Hesitation on the 7PM side. It looks like they start to chuck in that utility, and here comes the rush. Kohibi takes down MN, just needs to get the 1v2, but taken out by Leo, and this is a rough situation. Bomb plant will go down.
DreamHack, really awkward situation. The utility still so abundant for 7PM on that T side. This looked good after the Alel double spray down, but really struggling to find anything. DreamHack starts to make her way out onto the site, but she has no utility to work with, no smokes, no flashes, nothing to really bait the peek at from 7PM. She will be able to recover a rifle, but that's all she's really got to work with. The AK-47 going to have to be incredibly crisp for DreamHack as she starts to push onto the bomb site. Of course, no defuse either.
She needs to tap this really quickly. Start getting going, otherwise you're going to lose the round regardless. She gets that peek baited out by Hifo. Can't quite get the kill, the trade, too many targets. And 7PM pull it 10-all.
Playing really efficient CS again, 7PM trading across the board, and that's exactly what you can want. Although a couple of players going down to the bomb at the end
silly.
Makes it a little bit more expensive on the reinvestment, but nothing to really be concerned about for 7PM at the moment. 10 apiece. They've looked really good on the T side once the rifles have come out.
They certainly have. Phoenix trying in that situation with only a handful of rifles, and it looks like they were going to be able to do it for a moment, but 7PM shut them down in style. We'll see what the next play is here as we get into round 21.
They do have the rifles, Phoenix. They're a little bit short in terms of utility. You can see DreamHack just the one nade, same to Alel. As once again, they're looking for that long aggression. We saw it coming out with the pistols, this time with the rifles, but this is the perfect counter. MN goes up on the boost, gets that information, and if Alel looks to push too far forward, she's in trouble here.
This is a bit of the problem. Sometimes Phoenix, they do the same thing twice, and 7PM sensing a pattern here, look to try and establish that counterplay. Good fan out from the T side. You can also see Hifo going as far forward as the edge of tracks, not committing up to Monster at the moment, and Phoenix will back away, not seeing anyone.
Understandable. They wanted to find that early pick. They wanted to be proactive, but without any presence from 7PM, they can't afford to keep so many CT players committed towards the A bomb site, as it will be 7PM starting to make their way in towards B, looking to take the lead here on Overpass for the first time, in fact, as they're all going to queue up, and it's going to have to be a huge hold from DreamHack and Kohibi.
This is a heavy commitment right now. And they are going to see that peek coming through. Hifo mowed down by DreamHack. Could she get more through the smoke? The answer is no, and the T's will be rushing up through Monster. The reaction coming through for Phoenix might be a bit too late. Alel all the way out in no man's land.
Kohibi towards short could be absolutely huge here. She's trying to get the damage done. She's baiting for her teammates on the peak. You can see Aurel trying to play off of Kohibi, and this is looking awkward. 7PM should be able to get the bomb down. 4 versus 4 on the retake, boosting over the top.
Aurel can't see anything through the smoke right now. Doesn't want to spray, give away her position at the moment. And there's going to be a wraparound, but this is prepared for right now. Shimley shuts it down.
Perfect read of the situation, and now Phoenix with the disadvantage have to try and make their way onto the site. The utility coming out, but they've read Kohibi's position to the letter. MN just turns away, and this might be an opportunity, but the frags coming through. 2 versus 2, 2 versus 1.
They can do this! It's down to Meech and Hazel, the outplay! Hazel holds the line!
Somehow she holds the line, pulls it off. 2 versus 1, and that is exactly what 7PM need to do. They just secure the round out of absolutely nothing. For a split second, you believed in Phoenix, but not quite able to pull the rabbit out of the hat. 11-10 the scoreline. 7PM take the lead.
Yes, they do for the first time in this series, and now for Phoenix, blessing that maximum loss counter tick, but they're unfortunately going to be still forced into a pistol round for themselves, and this is where the momentum swing happens. 7PM female taking control back on Overpass.
This has got to feel so bad for Phoenix. They've only got the pistols. They're going to go for the fountain rush early on. Hazel just throwing the nades, and it's a missed call as you're going to see 7PM queuing up towards that B-bomb site. As soon as they get this information, the execute comes through. This is all about the timing as you see Phoenix desperately trying to push the backline, trying to find any information, but 7PM are reading it, and they've got the cover. Meech gets one, but the trades are coming through, and somehow Phoenix making it happen here.
Yeah, they are, but Aurel is going to get finished off. Now it's a 3v2 situation with the Lel incredibly low as they haven't managed to pick up any rifles for themselves. That bomb kind of hanging out there. Hefo does throw that Molotov, immediately getting tapped down. The bomb is eliminated, and that means it's all into MN to try for the retake situation. Tagged to 50%, and Phoenix pull it off!
That is exactly what they needed. Phoenix with the pistols make the round happen out of absolutely nothing. 11 apiece, and you can't ask for better CS than this. Things draw level, and could that be the Kickstarter that Phoenix need for their CT side as the pause does come in? And what a game of CS.
You asked for a rabbit out of the hat. I think Phoenix definitely had quite a lot of magic to work with there. They take the pistols and turn it into an 8K and a round win. Now the pause coming in on the opposite side. And I think I know what 7PM are asking. What the heck just happened?
That has got to feel so, so rough for 7PM. They had every reason to win that round. They had the rifles, they had the nades, and just the push comes through from Phoenix, hitting their shots with the pistols. That's normally something 7PM do, but again, Phoenix pulling a 7PM and finding the round.
Finding the execution to even things up. This game continues to be incredibly close. It's a bit early to call it, but I feel like this match could go the distance.
Oh, I do as well. DreamHack for the first time on that CT side is going to be able to get the AWP out as the force comes from 7PM. They're going to get AKs for 4 of their players. MN, there might be something on the floor for her. We'll have to wait and find out. This is going to go really down to the wire as DreamHack going for the early peek with the AWP.
Oh, forced buy situation here. MN getting drop damage, it looks like. That's a little rough to start things off, and they are going to try and fan out here, getting control of Fountain. MN in the front through the smoke, looks to establish some party control. But Phoenix can play this one cautiously. They know they have the numbers advantage, or at least they know they have the gun advantage.
MN has to find the information with that P250. She has to give her teammates an opportunity with the rifles to find some frags, start to open things up as DreamHack on the AWP is going to take the early peek, hits the shot as well, and that's exactly what you want. Leo's dropped, and now Aurel can get a secondary. Can't quite control the spray, though, so the refrag through, and 4 versus 4, there's rifles available for the T side.
Yes, there are. That's probably one of the better things they could have hoped for trade-wise at the moment, picking up an extra rifle even though losing one. Bomb is picked in tow, and it looks like the commit will be over towards A. Currently, short is cleared.
The double long play coming out from Phoenix. Mish is just going to start to fall back here. Not too bothered about it anymore. Playing the sites with 45 seconds coming and going on the clock. And 2 players split between either side. So it's going to be down to Mish and DreamHack. The AWP and the M4A4 to really find some damage here. They have to do so much work. Buy time for the rotations. They do have utility to stall this push.
Just keeping on jump peek and making sure nobody's coming up, sneaking up on her. Looks like there will be Hazel rotating on long. Everyone else committing through to short. Smoke will come out here for Shimley as they start moving forward into the A site, and that's going to alert Phoenix to the fact that this is happening. Mish just needs to hit those shots. Finds 1, finds 2, takes the bomb, looking for 3. Hefo trades it back. But this is a disadvantaged position here for 7PM.
10 seconds left. They've got to get the bomb down, and they really don't have a lot of time to play with. Phoenix know it, desperately looking for the spam through the box. 9 HP, finally found, and it's 3 versus 1. HFO, 27 HP, takes the first, isolating the fights, but Kohibi finds it. 12-11, Phoenix get that lead back, and they're 4 rounds away from taking this map.
Phoenix so close every single time, but they managed to out-execute here, hanging on to the AWP and an AK-47, 12-11. You cannot ask for a closer map of Counter-Strike.
And what a play from Phoenix yet again. Decor gets proactive with that AWP. First time we've seen her have it, and she makes it happen. Good use throughout that round, and the spam through the box was seriously impressive, finding so much damage on the planter and almost certainly securing the round, as we will see the timeout coming in from 7PM.
Sometimes you just have to spray through the smoke and hope for the best, and it worked out well. When you have the numbers advantages, that's one thing you can count on. But for 7PM, a lot of furious, fast discussion about what can we do to pick this one back up. We're starting to lose control of our own map. We don't want to go into the next one being down 1-0.
They brought so much early control onto that T side. They looked like they were just going to keep waltzing their way to victory on map 1, but now there is quite something coming through. As Decorguez, you see that early pick on the AWP. This is a little bit unfortunate for Aurel, just not quite controlling the spray, but then Mitch able to find a double frag before she's traded out, and that really does just secure the round. Full buy coming in for Phoenix. 7PM, they're on the pistols. They've been unsuccessful with these so far. They're going to need to find something here.
If they can just hang on for a little while longer, that jump peak was nearly fatal right there, but Decorguez not able to connect through that shot, and it looks like it's going to be a fast rotate up short, but everyone's lit here. On the T side, as they try to come forward, they do manage to get a couple of trades, but Decorguez stops them in their tracks. MN taken down, and now Leo and Hefo, and that's going to be an easy cleanup, only losing Aurel.
And that is how you deal with pistols, Phoenix. They do lose Aurel, but the Molotov does so much damage before the pistols can isolate the fight that it's just a mop-up job for Mish and Decorguez. Such efficient work. The AWPer not getting isolated, playing around the rifle, making sure she doesn't get found by the pistols.
And it's a pretty healthy economy on most of the players of Phoenix, only Mish down below 1,000. And this means 7PM, of course, they're able to get their full buy off. The utility not lacking at the time being. Leo does pick up a couple more as they start to fan out. We'll see if 7PM can arrest this momentum as they will start to fan out. Once again, using Hefo as the B player, everybody else sniffing to establish some control over by Fountain.
But the aggression's coming in from Phoenix, and they're going to take short control. Being proactive, they've changed up that proactiveness across the map. They've been taking different areas away from 7PM, and you can see that's just drawing the firepower from this T side. They've got to try and make this short control happen. They're completely locked out of the B bomb site at the moment, and that's just not acceptable. They have to try and find something. They have to take map control away from the CT side, start to get the doubt in their minds, as now the flashes will come through, and she has to hit this shot, HFO.
Absolutely does. Looking like the trade onto Kohybe goes through, but it's a 1-for-1 now, and the bomb's isolated. Leo just waiting for the rest of her teammates to come up through short tunnel, but will she be able to stay alive, keeping her sights trained on that corner? So is Alel.
Mish has to go huge here yet again. Has to find so much. He gets the first.
That's two.
Can't quite find the second. Alel manages to find one. Meanwhile, she's actually dropped the bomb in towards Phoenix. 3 versus 2. The rotations can come in now for the CT side. And that Molotov is a huge mistake. They've just locked themselves off the bomb with 45 seconds left.
And Phoenix are going to be able to rotate towards B with the remaining CTs at the moment. This is a big numbers advantage for them. The trades were just enough. They may not have been able to be as efficient, but still 1-for-1 when you have a numbers advantage is all you can ask for here. The AWP on Decorguez still available.
LL is absolutely crucial. On the back of that smoke, has to find at least one as the Molotov goes through towards short. That buys her time. She can't get it though. The tag is through. 2 versus 2. There's still opportunity. 20 seconds left. Decorguez has the angle to stop this, and the Molotov's going to do damage. Hazel's found. That's the bomb on the back of MN, and Aurel will get the second. Phoenix are within 2 of taking 7PM's map pick here on Overpass.
It looked hairy for just a second, but Aurel and Decorguez hold their nerve, take a 14th round. All they need is 2 more, and they've done serious damage once again to the economy of 7PM.
What a play from Phoenix. It really did look like 7PM stringing 4 rounds together on their T side, that was just going to be it. But the pistol round comes through. Phoenix, they start stringing them together. 14-11 now, and within 2 as the economy's broken for 7PM. They're going to be dacked down onto the pistols. They've got P250s, but that's all they can afford.
And they're going to have to try and make a rush play somewhere. Last time around, it was stopped short easily by Phoenix. The drop down into the tunnels. 2 are going to be over at Fountain. Some aggressive positions in bathrooms here for Aurel. She will realize this is coming. Tries to light up Leo. Tags her down to 4 HP, but has to back away.
She has to try and protect Decorguez on that AWP towards long as well. She's buying time. She's actually funneling them really nicely through the bathrooms. They are going to get onto the A bomb site. They should be able to get the plant, but it's down to Alel to try and find the opening frags. Aurel doesn't have the spray, and that leaves Decorguez very isolated. Only able to find one with the P250. The bomb's gone down, and now they have to mop this one up.
Hazel almost finds the damage there, will fall down, but Shimley still working with all of her HP. They've salvaged the AWP and an M4 on the T side here. 7PM just need to cause enough chaos to stop the retake, but Alel takes down Hifo. Leo trades on Amish. It's absolute chaos. 2v2 at the bomb site.
And this AWP for Leo, unable to get anything done. It's all down to Shimmerly. She does get the first with the P250. That's a rifle recoverable. The defuse kit is there and not quite able to hit the shot. 1 versus 1. Shimmerly desperately trying to get her hands on that AWP. The time is running out for Alel. She's got to hit this shot. She can't get it done. She's got no ammo left in the M4, falling back, and the time is there. 7PM within 2. This one is going right down to the wire.
Oh, 7PM, they managed to eke out a win just barely. They'll be able to get a buy off here, but this is such a tense game. Phoenix will be disappointed they couldn't get on match point, but they are oh so close.
The rush coming through, and finally 7PM making something of those P250s, armor behind them, and they're finding rounds. This is an opportunity. The economy is not stable at all for the CT side of Phoenix. If they can break them here, 7PM, it could be crucial, as we will see the timeout for Phoenix. That's got to be the exact discussion.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that one, Wolfie. The discussion coming really only in short bursts here. You can tell there's a lot of intensity on these players' faces at the moment. They are oh so close to going up 1-0 against their nemesis in this tournament.
And what a performance on Overpass as well. When you consider prior chances they had, they lost 16-6.
Turning it around, Wolfie, this is going to be the redemption story. And Phoenix, they've looked like a solid team. You know, we keep talking about them getting taken out by 7PM female, and it's just been a 2-1. They managed to turn it around pretty heavily when they went on to their map choice. 7PM here with the full buy coming through. They have the confidence that they can keep it rolling. But will Phoenix arrest their momentum as they're forced into a bad economic situation? Only at 1 M4A1S as they go for the rush onto Fountain. And the commit is on B side, 7PM. This is another misread situation. Hazel does get dropped, though.
Second rifle recoverable, pistols available. You're going to see the T side committing to that B bomb site. They've read it well this time, not looking for the execute as they know the push is coming in on their flank, so they will get this bomb down. The man advantage to work for Phoenix, though, and can they make these 2 rifles sing as the nades come through? The execute is so efficient. Shimmerly from short has to find a frag here.
Shimley sniffing in just about every direction as short tunnel gets pushed through here. She does back away through the smoke. They just need to protect this bomb. They'll be taking a 13th round. They have rifles to work with as they cover over on Monster. Leo not going to let anybody go through here. It will be a meat grinder, but that's not the angle that Phoenix are looking for right now. Arel does check through it, however, getting taken down, and the spray comes back on through Alel, the trade, and they move in onto the bomb site. Hifo eliminated. This is the chance, but Alel is the last one standing as he tries to stutter step. 1v1. Tags working with Shimmerly, needs to get this clutch.
2 HP. She can't find it. Shimmerly gets the round, and once again, Phoenix take it to the wire with pistols, but this time it's 7PM we see coming out on top. 13-14, they're within 1. The pause comes through. The economy is just about there for both sides.
And this is where the jitters start to set in for either team. 13-14, this match can go either way, Wolfie. Phoenix need to get 1 round to take it to match point, get a guaranteed overtime at least. But the discussion, very animated, happening on the side of 7PM.
I've had the jitters this game. I can't imagine what the players are feeling like right now. They are so tightly matched. An absolute arm wrestle, a slog of a battle here on Overpass. And you can see 7PM, there is some seriously animated discussion between the players, and I think that's the staff as well, trying to work out what's going on here. They are so close to losing their map pick.
Yes, indeed. This has got to be an absolute gut-wrencher if they lose this one. But they have been able to string some rounds together. They have been able to pull close within. If they can take this next round 14-all, then I think anything is possible here, Wolfie. Coming to today, it's almost hard to say that this team seemed like the definite favorites, but that was just because of the results. They'd taken the 2-1 against Phoenix. It was still pretty close. A pair of maps went pretty one-sided, but for either team.
And I think that is the key thing to remember. They looked one-sided, and we're heading to Train after this, which is Phoenix's map, and they looked so one-sided. Oh, we're not heading to Train, we're heading to Mirage, and still, Phoenix looked so strong on Mirage.
Yeah, you're right, and this was their map pick for a reason, right? Train being banned out, of course, still, I think they've managed to fluster 7PM. We'll see if the answer is still here. The buys come in, M4s and an AWP for DCorgez. Meanwhile, not even a full buy for 7PM. They have to stick on Hifo onto the MAC-10.
And DCorgez has looked so efficient with that AWP. She has been hitting shots across this CT side. There is a huge opportunity here. If Phoenix get match point, this could be all over for 7PM. The early aggression coming through from the T side as they are going to take control of the playground, start to make their way in towards long, but DCorgez is there with the AWP.
Just needs the peek and can't quite sink the shot down. That gives the information over to 7PM that A is well guarded towards long, and they will very cautiously peek through yet again. DreamHack, how many times are you going to miss that shot? Hifo, MN, Shimley all falling. It doesn't matter. The spray on the rifles are real. They managed to trade back one onto the Opper, but I don't think that's going to mean much here with the bomb way out in front.
4 versus 2, and the bomb is isolated away from 7PM female. They really have to try this retake. You can see such a nice double setup towards long as the push starts to come in. It's down to Leo and Hazel. That pot flash is going to do work. Orel isolated will be found. Now 3 versus 2. Alel, the next one to come through the crosshairs.
Can
and
they
this is
do
looking
this?
Good.
Kohaibi and Mish,
2.
they have to hold on right now. All of a sudden, 7PM made something out of nothing. They get the bomb back. They're stuck over at A long. The information is given to Phoenix, but Hazel just keeps on guarding this door.
Kohaibi's got really proactive towards the connector here, and this could be the game changer for Phoenix. They know that these 2 remaining 7PM players are locked in the bathrooms at the moment. Mish and Kohaibi have really proactive positions, and this flank is so good. Hazel's boosted her teammate up. She is watching, but she's watching all the way back towards long. Is finally going to clear the bathrooms, and Kohaibi doesn't have the angle. How have 7PM done this? 2 versus 1 for Mish. She has shown up so often, but she's got to get the spray now. Hazel the first to find.
That's going to be that peek up. Gets one spray, but can't get the other. It's 14 all.
Leo finds the trade. The bomb will go down as well, so there is cash available for 7PM female. And oh my goodness, it is broken for Phoenix.
This is not what you want to see for the Singaporean side. They thought they could hold on after a brilliant push out. 4v2 scenario turns into a nightmare as 7PM will be very happy with all of that. Buying through the SMGs. Just looking to stack up a little bit of cash here and take this one to match point.
Really build themselves an opportunity towards the end of the half. We will see the pistols coming out, but it's a nice spread situation for Phoenix. Not looking for any aggression, any kind of a rush. As early on, 7PM, they're just going to head straight towards B.
Smoke not through Monster here. There's that push-up flash. And turn around onto Kohaibi. Couldn't find the angle anymore. And this will be the plant scenario as the rest of the T swarm onto the site.
This is going to be 15-14. This has got to be match point. The double dink comes through. DreamHack is able to find one, but the trade almost instantaneous. And Orel, that deagle at close range, not going to do enough. HFO farming so much economy with this MAC-10, making it look simple as Mish. Again, the last one. 1 versus 4. Not going to be able to find too much of anything. Will actually take down HFO, but the trade comes through. Shimley, that's map point 7PM.
7PM have managed to come back from the brink, and Phoenix in the last several rounds have only managed to pick up a couple. This is looking rough here, and now you're in a situation where you have to buy, and you won't be buying everything you want.
The last chance for Phoenix to try and force this one to OT, and I think that would only half do justice as full utility, full nades, full rifles across the board for 7PM. No AWP for DreamHack. Not going to be able to save her team this time.
Well, you're starting to see a couple of the cracks in the Phoenix armor right now as they try to hold on to this one and make it 15 all. Push out through bathrooms on short. And this is going to be a cautious push here for 7PM. Not going for the rush. They know this is a much more standard round.
They know they are so close here. They just need to find one more round to take their map pick. And oh, what a game it has been as 7PM playing this one very passively. They don't want to give away that proactive opening pick. Kohaibi looking for the information towards short, trying to find something for her team to force the OT.
You know, for a reason, these two teams, 2 of the best here in the ZOWIE DIVINA Women's CSGO Asia Championship for 2019. The bomb picks up. It's going to start moving over towards Playground. It's a slow rotate for 7PM. They've done this so many times. Will it be read by Phoenix?
So much information to work with for the CT side, though. You can see so proactive still. Mish and Orel, they have really aggressive positions in towards the bathroom. That's buying so much time, but they've got to hit their shots now. As 7PM, they're going to start walking into the crosshairs, and can Orel do this? HFO peeking on the low, will have the advantage, gets the opener, and now it's all down to Mish. Nothing she can do. 5 versus 3, and this is not looking good for Phoenix.
Flip the switch right now. 7PM are looking to make this one 16-14. Utility coming all the way out. Hifo does get tagged down to 15. MN gets tagged as well, but the trade is onto Alel, and the CTs are falling. It's going to be DreamHack trying to get this clutch out, but this would be a miracle.
1 versus 5, and she is in such an awkward position, trying to make her way in towards the dumpster, in towards bank. So much information to clear. There are tags to work with, but so many players, all 5 left alive for 7PM. Surely this is impossible. Hazel aggressive in the bank, will find the shot. 7PM, they take their map pick, 16-14, and we are headed to Mirage.
What a way to do it in style. Don't lose a player, and elation on their faces as they steal their own map pick right back out from under the noses of Phoenix. What a play.
Phoenix looked so set. They came back so strongly on that CT side, but the economy betrays them right at the end. It will be 7PM taking that first map pick, and for Phoenix, they can feel comforted by the fact they're heading to Mirage. We saw them looking so good against Orange Sphinx on that yesterday, but oh my goodness, what a game.
They would have definitely preferred to have a 1-0, and it looked like for a while they were going to do it. Things got really hairy. In a lot of those situations, there were clutch scenarios. There were great pistol rounds on Phoenix's side, but it just wasn't enough to contend with the honestly brilliant play coming out of 7PM. It was execution heavy. The strategies worked well. Even on the CT side, they managed to grab back maps it seemed like they had no business taking.
You've got to wonder what more Phoenix need to do, haven't you? They looked so strong. They won the pistol rounds. They kept those rifles coming, and they managed to steal a few rounds back in the middle of that second half, but then 7PM just find their footing once more, and I mean, the stats say it all. 1.33 KD. Hazel so tight. And you can see 18 deaths. It's not like she was stomping it.
Well, this is why Hazel has best at the end of her name for sure. Definitely coming up pretty clutch in this one as the MVP player. But if Counter-Strike is a game of inches, if you have just a couple of more, that's all you need right there. The execution, we'll take a look at the top rating, and it's actually very close between Hifo and Mish.
Almost identical statistics across the board. The ratings only marginally different, and you can see the ADR is so significant for both players. They're finding more than the frag every round. It really is going down to the wire, and what a series.
We absolutely have a series. I think this is going to go the distance for sure. Maybe disappointment on the side of Phoenix, but they will have another shot coming up on Mirage next. Taking a look at the scores, we see 3 of the players breaking through the 20 mark, but Emin and Shimley definitely putting in their fair share of work.
And 3 players with a positive KD as well. That is always absolutely crucial if you're going to be taking wins. Here on Phoenix's side of things, a little bit awkward. 2 players above the 20 mark, and I mean, everybody was contributing. They just needed somebody to get a little bit closer.
Just a little bit every now and again. So you really can't take anything away from the fact that Phoenix was able to deliver 14 out of 16 rounds, or 14 out of 30 rounds. It just isn't enough to take the win, just barely.
Just barely. 7PM getting through by the skin on their teeth, and I think this second map is going to be absolutely crucial. If 7PM keep that momentum from the end of the second half of that first map, then it's going to be really awkward for Phoenix.
Well, it's all mental momentum, but when you think about it right now, this is going to be a nice little break for Phoenix to reset, say, no, this is our map. We are not going to let them take this away. We've seen Phoenix be able to take maps off 7PM in the past. It happened on day 2. They've marched back from that loss. They've looked stronger ever since, and there's a reason they are in the winner's final.
And I mean, that's still got to be a massive confidence boost. Yes, they lost Overpass, but they were within 2 rounds, as we are going to head to a very brief break. We'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
How do you reveal the hidden enemies in PUBG? Adjust the black equalizer to brighten darker areas, which makes it easier to spot enemies hiding in the shadows. How do you make your PUBG experience more diverse and convenient? Color Vibrance allows for more realistic and vibrant colors. It also provides the convenience to tune colors in-game, making you see the change instantly. Save up to 3 different settings based on your preferences, and use the S switch to quickly change between those settings.
And welcome back once again to the ZOWIE DIVINA 2019 Women's CSGO Asia Championship. And we are into Map 2. Mirage coming up here between Team Phoenix and 7PM Female. It has been an absolute banger of a match already. 16-14, Wolfie, on Overpass. You can't beat it.
Oh, you couldn't ask for a better first map, and what a performance from both teams to get today started, to get finals day going. And heading into Mirage, Phoenix, they can feel a little bit confident on this map, currently with an unbeaten record, but the same can be said for 7PM.
Yeah, both teams taking it twice, both teams undefeated on it. Well, that is about to change for one of our competitors. Phoenix are looking to hold on to life here and get that chance to go all the way on map 3 to Inferno.
Yeah, and I mean, Inferno, first time for you, should be a fun third map, so
yeah.
looking forward to
I'm
bringing it
excited.
out.
Well, we'll have to see if Phoenix can hold the line here. This is their map pick. They are feeling confident, but as you mentioned, 7PM yet to lose on this one. If history is anything to go by, when these two teams met, it was a 2-1 result. It did turn around, one, then the third.
Yeah, 7PM, they haven't been great at keeping that momentum going through the series, so we're really going to have to see something a little bit different here from them as they head into the second map. It has been quite often their first map they win, second map they lose, and then they come back, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can mix things up here.
And I think Phoenix are going to want to look for a couple of target picks as well. If you're looking at the likes of Hazel, who did have the stand-up performance, it was still in line with most of her team. There wasn't anybody that was so far beyond the rest of their squad like we often see on the likes of Orange Sphinx with GFI. This was much more of a team-based effort. I still think, though, Phoenix would be better suited to try and grabbing a couple of those really targeted pickups. Yeah,
I think that if Phoenix can isolate those best players on the side of 7PM, then there is real potential for them. But the same can be said in counter. You look at Alel and Kohibi, and if they show up, Phoenix win maps. And if 7PM, they just need to be proactive. Again, we saw their CT side really didn't kick off until 6 or 7 rounds in. If they can come at it from the get-go here, it's going to be very, very awkward. They are going to be starting on the T side, which was by far their best on Overpass, and full utility to start this execute.
All right, let's see what 7PM can get done. And it looks like they will spread out, look to establish some mid-control while 2 go up over towards apartments. Taking their time about it as we are into the start of the pistol round. Good fan out from Phoenix, trying to defend the A site mostly, but they do leave Mish just outside of B here on market.
And Phoenix with a really interesting read. Normally you'll see teams playing retake towards the A-bomb site, but at the moment just Mish towards B, playing a little bit of a retake there, and it looks like it's a nice one as well. 7PM setting themselves up with mid-control. The bomb actually just starting to make its way in towards the B apartments as the rest of 7PM up connector. Alel with the early fight, can't quite hit the shot, gets a lot of damage done, but not the frag, and 5v4, they're going to pincer into B here.
Alel getting overwhelmed by the number of targets here. She does get a couple of tags, but not before being taken down, and Mish is going to be calling for backup. The rest of the CTs moving in. This will be a slow push in with the bomb, though.
Hazel's got a huge flank on here. Kohibi, if she can hit this shot, it could be everything. Orel holding back, waiting for it as the early tags come through on the B bomb site, and the CTs, they're not going to be able to stop this bomb going down here.
This is one of the more cautious pistol rounds we've seen for sure, but 7PM know they have the number advantage to take it, and they're going to add to that one. Hazel with a headshot onto Orel. And here's the wraparound. Hazel still looking to try and pick him out, and the pincer comes through. Phoenix down to 3 as the bomb's been planted.
This is such an awkward situation. They've got the flank coming in. They know they have to push, but they've also got to watch their backs as they start to make their way onto site. Shimmerly with the first frag, and it's just flawless. 7PM, what a start for the T side.
Oh, if there ever was around to make a statement, that was it. 7PM, you talked about carrying the momentum from the last round, Wolfie, and it certainly seems to be the case.
Absolutely, and you really can't argue with that. It was a really efficiently played pistol round. I still question the choice from Phoenix to put 4 players towards the A bomb site on the pistol round, but 7PM, they take advantage of the situation, wrap around, and easy stuff.
That's the thing we've seen Phoenix failing at. The misreads, they've happened a couple of times here already on Overpass, and now we're seeing it on Mirage. Let's see what they do this time around. They've mixed it up, sending 4 towards the B site instead. Actually, a couple to grab some mid-control. But 7PM, they're once again taking their time. They will establish and fan out on mid.
Kohibi's got her favored Zeus out again in towards Underpass. Not going to be finding anything this time, though, as up through jungle connector. It's all too easy for these SMGs to take out the pistols. Decorguez hiding on Palace is buying a lot of time and information for her team. She has to stay alive, but Leo takes it down before she can find the frag, and this is where these MAC-10s are going to start to mop up. Just the one for HFO. Trades out.
Yeah. 3v4, not a terrible situation. Kohibi's still waiting there to see if anyone checks in on her Zeus, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Bomb plant goes down, a fan out from the rest of 7PM as they cover all angles available. And it looks like this is probably going to be that 2-0 situation unless Phoenix can really save the day. A MAC-10 did get salvaged by Alel.
Nothing to really work with here. You can see Kohibi still sat around, might actually get the peek coming in at this point. She's holding the angle, being baited in really well by Mitch, but Shimmerly finds the frag, and now she can just back off. Can she hit the shot? She will get the Zeus!
Does manage to trade it back, but not before she's taken out Noelle as well. There was some swag there for Phoenix, but 7PM secure the round. And
the unfortunate thing is Kohibi really doesn't get a lot of kill reward for that. Didn't manage to pick up a rifle, didn't really get anything done, just drops a Mach 10. So the AK kept up on Hazel, and this first buy for Phoenix really has to be an indicator of them starting to get a hold of the CT side.
Well, we've seen a couple of rounds go in either of these teams' favor, build up to about a 4 or 5 round advantage before it does get turned on. But 7PM playing with some confidence. They'll be able to get their rifle buys, hanging on to 2 Mach 10s for Shimmerly and Hefo.
They're going to build up the cash on those two players and really start to stretch their advantage here. They've taken the pistol, and that's been something Phoenix have been so consistently winning. Those pistol rounds, 7PM just turning it around here on Mirage. A 2-0 lead as Kohibi looking for the early peek in towards Underpass, this time with an M4 rather than a Zeus.
This is a much more dynamic setup here for Phoenix. Previously, they've really committed heavily to one site or the other, and now 7PM going to be stalled out for just a second. They will move in. You can already see Hazel actually on that A site, but meanwhile the play is on Alel getting tagged pretty heavily, trades onto Leo effectively.
And that nade towards mid, that smoke locks out the M4 of Alel. HFO desperately trying to recover an AK-47 here. A little bit of damage done on the spray through, but the AK is in a position, and indeed it will be picked up. So still 3 of those rifles, but 7PM not with a lot of map to work with.
Yeah, it's a rough spot right there if you're Hefo, because she was caught behind the boxes without a whole lot of room to maneuver, and now she will start to push out very slowly. Smoke over on the other side there, and it looks like the bomb is going to be picked up here, and A might be the play.
Really misread coming through from the CT side of Phoenix. You can see they've got 4 players, either towards mid or the A bomb site at the moment. It's just DCorgez holding that A position. Kohibi trying to look through, and this could be awkward as the push starts to come through from 7PM.
Yeah, Hazel on the edge of Palace here. Meanwhile, the bomb getting moved up through a ramp. And this should be the plant. If Phoenix don't react in time, they will bring a couple back. Kohibi actually moving her way through jungle back over to the A side, but she's got to be careful not to get flanked. In fact, she actually turns it around, but Kohibi going to get dropped down by Hazel as they swarm into the site. They manage to take out DCorgez as well.
Alel manages to drop the bomb planter, and that could be it. Shimmerly unable to get that bomb down, and there's so many tags to work with. Aurel, the double spray down. Phoenix will get their first round on the CT side. 3 rifles kept up, and that could be crucial.
That's exactly what Phoenix needed. Stop the momentum from 7PM. Don't let them roll out of hand. Get 3 rifles so your economy starts to roll. And this is what happens when you're able to spread out more effectively. No more overcommits to either site.
And this is going to be the first pistol force coming in from 7PM down to about that 2K mark, and we have seen what they can do. They were well stifled on Overpass by Phoenix, but this is a completely different ball game. Up 2-1, the utility coming out to back these P250s up, and it looks like it's an A execute.
Checking those corners, make sure no one goes on the flank there, and only stopped up for just a second thanks to that Molotov play.
They have 3 smokes as well. They're going to look to lock out this A-bomb site. Again, DCorgez a little bit isolated. Kohibi can rotate in from connector, and we've seen her frequently pushing through the smokes when this A-execute comes through. So it's going to be down to her to really anchor this and support a teammate who's made her way into under.
DCorgez going to try to light him up as they go through the crosshairs. Looking at Leo's going to get dropped down immediately, and the rest of the T's come through. The spray is huge, and Phoenix will take the round, only losing DCorgez.
Couldn't have asked for more there from those 2 players. Kohibi finding a triple, couple for DCorgez before she drops as well, and just finding the damage, finding the frags before the pistols can really become effective, and drawing things level at 2 apiece. The economy still not fully set for the T side. They are going to get the buyout. They are going to have some utility to back it up, but they need to start finding some frags.
That they do. They execute towards A. Read well by Phoenix. This time the mind games didn't work out. We'll see how they split once again. It looks like it's 3 towards B, 2 on A. And it's a B rush.
An interesting call, mid-smoke. They're going to look to isolate middle with the utility here. They're trying to keep the CTs out, but you can see half an angle there for Alel on Phoenix to try and make something happen in towards middle of 7PM. They are taking control of under. They are taking control of the apartments. Very slow, very cautious play. Clearly don't want to give anything up here as it looks like they're going to split towards mid.
Bomb dropped down, so they want to establish that control before they get the push in. Advanced position here for Shimmerly. On the edge of Underpass, Alel's going to get headshot by Hefo. This is the chance to pick that control back up, and they move over to boxes.
Kohibi is crucial in connector. That is the mid control. Kohibi and Aurel, the short connector split. But 7PM, they might just choose to back out of this situation. The bomb's back towards top of mid. They could just look to execute either site at any moment, and you can see Phoenix are aware of that. Kohibi falling very passively in that connector peak, not able to hold too much information at all. Still has to be conscious of the Palace push. At 7PM, they're creeping their way towards B.
And they are. It looks like it might be a fake out here. They do leave Hazel to try and put up a presence over on the B side as he chucks the Molotov out. And here comes the push. That rotate, it looks like it has been catching Phoenix off guard, and it's going to be all into DeCorguez to try and hold the line.
Hazel has sold that fake so effectively. 3 players towards B from the CT side, and it's all down to DeCorguez. Has to do so much work here as the nades come over the top, and 7PM, they're on the site. They've already swarmed. DeCorguez trying to bide her time, but the push is going to come through. MN looking the wrong way. That'll be an easy frag to open things up, and she just has to stay alive here. Buying time for the rotations as Kohibi not quite got the spray. The trades are coming through. 3v2. There's tags to work with, though, and Mish finds the first. Can't get the second. HFO, 6 HP, 2v1.
And Arel, the spray down, that's it. It's going to be the 1v1 situation. Bomb plant will go down at the last second. Arel needs to find this clutch. Hifo is 6 HP, and they can't quite get it done. 7 PM, going to get the bomb defused on them, and Phoenix will go up in the series.
Arel, the crucial play, 2 versus 1. A little bit fortunate that she finds the high HP player looking the wrong way to open things up. Don't know why the push was coming through so aggressively through connector. 7PM just needed to play the time, just needed to find that CT fight, take the victory, but it will be Phoenix 3-2, taking the lead for the first time here on Mirage, and an opportunity to grow into the half.
And they force 7PM onto pistols for the time being, while their lost income counter will start to tag up. They've got themselves a full spread of rifles to work with. DeCorguez and the M4A1.
P250s and Deagles across the board for 7PM female. They really don't have a lot to work with here. Deagle for Hazel is going to have to hit some shots as she makes her way out of middle. Again, very limited presence from Phoenix. They haven't brought out the AWP onto DeCorguez, perhaps sensing the pistols, and a nice dink from Hazel through the box. Unfortunate not to find the frag as the round starts out.
They might stop short here on Catwalk. Looking to try and swarm through, but they've got to be careful not to get into the crosshairs. Arel does get dropped down, but they trade for Leo. On pistols, that's the best you can hope for.
Alel on the smoke doing so much work, just spamming through, finding damage, but there's plenty of presence here, and Shimmerly will be able to take down Kohibi. 4 versus 3 now. There are tags for these rifles to work with, but the pistols, they're making it happen so far.
And the bomb's going to stop short. They just want to get a chance to move on to B, and really no thought of mind games at the moment. However, Phoenix have left 2 closer to the A site right now. You're going to have to bring Alel back to rotate and check through onto connector.
The one saving grace here for Phoenix is that 7PM are yet to pick up any rifles. DeCorguez really advanced. We'll be able to find an easy enough frag. So equalizing things at 3v3, and there's no rifles available yet for 7PM as the early peaks come through, getting the information, and now they're going to swarm towards B.
Yeah, this is the best play 7PM could make at this point, but you got to be careful, MN, or Shimley rather, caught looking the wrong way, and so is Hifo. Mish just needs to find that finishing frag, but MN survives. Will get the bomb plant down, a bit of money to work with, but Phoenix bringing the remaining 2 to swarm through here, and I don't see how MN survives.
This should be a very, very simple afterplant scenario for Phoenix. Oh! MN, she's making it happen. She gets the M4 as well. DeCorguez, MN on 6 HP. She has time, she has position as well to play with the bomb. Not planted for her, could make things awkward, but the defuse kit, the tap, she's just holding it. She's just sticking it.
This is gonna
Pros
be it.
don't fake. She'll get the defuse. Phoenix 4-2 up. MN, nothing she could do.
Oh, MN was hoping that she would just be tapping it, but the bluff was called and Phoenix go up 4-2. But 7PM made him pay heftily for that.
Pros don't fake, and DeCorguez gets the defuse out, but at some significant cost. Finally, 7PM showing up with those pistols, and this from Meech was absolutely essential. That double kill, a little bit unfortunate. Again, MM on that P250, finding some good shots, and what a tap to the face that was.
Yeah, that was pretty beautiful right there, and you can always see 7PM have a lot of clutch players of their own, but now finding themselves down 2-4 in the round game, and it looks like, even though they've got the full rifle buy, it's a pretty hefty commit towards A, and this has not been read by Phoenix. They're pushing out on mid and wondering where the heck the Chinese side is.
Getting that information, all important, but the execute's going to come through, and again, DeCorguez left very isolated, trying to play on top of the boxes, trying to get any kind of information. The Molotov will buy her time, but instantly HFO rips the head off, and this is looking good for 7PM.
Yeah, they can get that plant down before there's going to be a reaction here. All the utility expended, just smokes and Molotovs across the way. Kohibi forced to spray through it, but the bomb has been planted down. And it's a 5v4. The retake, that's not going to be easy. Alel is tapped, and Kohibi's dead. Orel, they do trade back on a Hifo and Leo. But this retake will be almost impossible, especially with Arel sprayed down. Just a 7 solo, might just want to save this rifle.
Nothing she can really do in this situation. Gonna have to drop back, make her way towards B, try and keep that M4A4 up, and it looks like we're in for another close map as the rifles work out perfectly for 7PM. The execute towards A, flawless, and another round goes the way of the Chinese side, 4-3.
And when you least expect it, 7PM just go for a full swarm. You could see that on a pistol round, but they do it with a spread of rifles, and they only lose Hifo and Leo. Bomb blows, and it's 3-4.
Can't argue with the strategies coming out from the T side. They've made those executes count. The nades perfectly lined up, no gaps.
Yeah, they keep it fresh, too. I love this about 7PM. They just keep mixing it up and keeping Phoenix on their toes. Let's see what the execute comes through this time. And it's actually going to be Phoenix that are forced into a pistol situation.
Not enough cash at all for the CT side. They're going to be down onto virtually nothing here. Actually going for the force on a couple of players. You can see LL down to $50, 900 on Mish. Trying to pick up that utility, but it's going to put her in an awful situation for the next few rounds as DreamHack is able to pick up a FAMAS. The full buy coming out from 7PM. This is going to be very tough for Phoenix as fast presence towards B early on, and there's only a P250 on Kohibi here.
Yeah. Not established mid-control just yet, but apartments have been owned here by 7PM. And they just do something different every round. Seems to be working out. The fan out. Now they will be able to establish the setup here. It looks like it's through Catwalk.
They're going to split towards B and Mish isolate. There is pistols here to try and do the damage. The rotations come through from Phoenix, but they've still got to hit their shots as the push comes in. Shimmerly from short, and Kohibi with the Zeus again, trying to play the smoke.
She just needs that quick brush up against someone to get that shot here, and everybody just know how close they are. Mish really low, turn around, and the Zeus in the back. She picks up the AK, but there's going to be an equalizer. Trades back and forth. 7PM down to Hazel and Shimmerly. They did not expect that reaction.
2 versus 2, and there's damage to work with as well onto Hazel. She's got to try and get this bomb down, give Shimmerly a situation to clutch it out. Kohibi could have got so much more done there, but that 180 flick from Leo was absolutely insane. I don't know if we'll see a replay of that, but Shimmerly, she's trying to be proactive. DreamHack just gets the timing to avoid the crosshairs, and she has a FAMAS to work with as well. This is so winnable.
Bomb is going to go down here, 7PM. They have 30 seconds to work with. Alel gets head tapped by Shimmerly. It's a 1v2. DreamHack needs to clutch it out.
Such an awkward situation to be in as well. She knows there's a low HP player, but Shimmerly's going to take all the contacts, just eating up those bullets. Hazel just got to buy time from the site, and DreamHack starts to make her way out towards the bench, trying to get towards back bench, clearing so much information, but that pre-fire gives it all away, desperately trying to find the frags.
One.
Will get the low HP player, but Shimmerly, she's going to play this short pillar to perfection, and time is running out for the CT side.
She needs to tap the bomb, and DreamHack running for it. Makes the equalizer happen. 7PM 4-4.
And we draw level again. 7PM, they're not going to give up. I thought for a moment there Kohibi was going to get it with the Zeus. Leo with an insane 180 flick to take the head off, and it will be the pause coming through. The force buy not quite working out for Phoenix, puts them in a little bit of an awkward situation.
I do love the difference in strategies that just keep coming out. So much variation. Every gun is on the table. We don't normally talk about the Zeus at this level of play, but it has become a very valid strategy.
Kohibi's been making it work as well. She's found 2 frags with the Zeus on this map alone. Really efficient work, and she actually managed to recover an AK-47 there, just not quite able to get anything done with it.
The flicks are really just too good from 7PM. They're making those trades minimal. And there is that timeout, the discussion. You can see a little bit of visible disappointment on the faces of Phoenix, but it is drawn level 4-4. This is their map. They should be more comfortable with it. The issue right now for Phoenix is their economy is still in the tank.
They really don't have any cash left. They are going to be picking up pistols, but it's CZs and P250s. There's not a lot to work with at all. And 7PM, they've kept those rifles alive for so long. The pistols are desperately going to push mid here. Desperate to find the shots. And it's down to MN trying to get the mop up, but Phoenix going to find some frags.
Yeah, they are, but unfortunately not nearly enough. That is a mow down. Get into the meat grinder. Hazel finding a 2 or 3K. And Leo really bringing it up there. They only lose MN.
And that's one of those rounds that feels so, so good, just mowing down the enemies as they desperately try and rush towards you. It looked initially like Phoenix were going to get some work done up close and personal. They do get the early frag onto MN, but then the teammates just swing wide, spraying, gunning down with those AK-47s. We will see the full buy coming in for Phoenix, but they need some rounds to work with.
They have no money left in the bank. This is putting it all on the line. They trust in their ability to execute on the rifle plays, and there's a 3-player commit straight to B. 7PM, looks like they will look to establish mid-control once again, bringing the bomb up through house.
Phoenix are looking for a counter, boosting up towards short. They're trying to be proactive here, and Hazel, she hasn't read this. If her shoulder comes open, the pop flash will get the peek through, but the spray down's good for one. Alel, she's bought time as well. Orel coming through as the trades happen.
Look at these taps right now. It's going to be enough to work with. Orel does manage to eliminate one more. It's down to Hifo and Hazel. The trade back, though. Kohibi's lost it, and Orel tapped down to 5 HP. This just got distressingly even.
Orel really has to lock down short here. You can see DreamHack rotating into market, and Hazel, she must know Orel's on that short position, but on 5 HP she's found it. It's all down to HFO. 1 versus 2. She has to isolate DreamHack. She knows there's full HP players still available for the CT side. This is going to be so awkward.
Phoenix desperately need this round. There's the peek out and the finisher. Phoenix take it.
So close. If Orel goes down there on 5 HP, you're not back in DreamHack 2v1, but Such an important play from Short, or else staying alive, finding the frag, making it happen. Of course, the cash is still there for 7PM. They're still going to be on a very strong fall buy, and that was 4 rifles down for Phoenix. They're not in a great situation economically.
Somehow they managed to get quite a lot of utility, but they do have to sacrifice something in the way of rifles for it, at least on one of their players.
And that's a little bit awkward. Mish with the MP9, it is usable on Mirage. There are positions where you can get up close and personal, as it looks like it's a heavy stack. Push coming through towards A, but HFO has read it.
Mish has got one, and that's going to give pause to the rest of Phoenix's HFO. Looking to push out. The angle is there. Nearly gets the return frag for a 2K, but Hefo goes down. And it's going to be 4v3 now for 7PM as the commit comes out into the bomb.
They're going to look to accelerate as well. Damage done onto MM, but this is looking very good for 7PM. The rotation's coming through, but too little too late as the bomb makes its way across on Shimmerly. And 4 versus 3, this retake has to come through for Phoenix.
It absolutely has to. The bombs come down here. 7PM just trying to take advantage of the chaotic situation. Shimmerly taking down Arel. This just got a whole heck of a lot harder here for the CTs.
And that was nothing planned either. They just found the picks and pushed onto the site from it. And Phoenix, they've really got to escape here. You can see there's no money at all for the CT side. They really have to save these 2 rifles. And this is Phoenix's map pick, and it's going close again.
The economy is just not Phoenix's friend. When they start losing out on these rounds, they're playing really by the edge of their wallets, and that just means 7PM know all they have to do is remove a few rifles to do lasting damage.
Yeah, there's nothing Phoenix can do. They can't commit to a retake in this scenario. 4 versus 2. No opportunity at all, and 4 rifles kept up again for 7PM.female. Look how established their economy is now.
It can just keep on rolling. They can afford to lose a couple of rounds, and all they need to do is take one up against Phoenix. A little bit of frustration fire there coming out of one of the remaining Phoenix members. We'll see what the buy comes through if it's going to be another forced situation.
They really don't have a lot of cash at all, as we do see the pause coming in once more. They're in a really on the ropes here, Phoenix. An awkward situation to find yourselves in on your map pick, but we saw comebacks throughout Overpass, and nobody's going to be writing them off just yet.
Definitely not, but when you're on the losing end of the last couple of rounds, you can start to see that frustration set in. They need to be able to force this map 3. They've been able to do it before against the likes of 7PM, but here in the winners finals, you want to put it away. You still have chances even if you lose this game, but you want to be able to qualify right now.
And 7PM are really showing up to the fight here. We saw a lot of one-sided maps last time these 2 teams faced off against each other, but this time not the case at all. Both teams putting out performances to be proud of, as the pistols will come out for Phoenix. CZs, P250s, the couple of rifles saved from the previous are going to have to do so much work.
Oh, well, of course, investing in that diffuse kit. They need to make this retake situation happen if they get a bomb plant go down. 7PM, they're going to be moving towards B once again. This seems to be the favored position for them on the T side. Bomb going to get left alone. The advanced position taken up here by MN over at Apartments, but will slowly back away. Not sure if she saw that peek.
Getting boosted up, Meech making sure she's not visible as she takes up the very proactive position in towards the Apartments. The pistols currently all towards the B bomb site. The rifles are on A, so if 7PM look to execute towards B, it's just going to be against the pistol. But Meech's position is so awkward to clear as the T side. Could really do a lot of damage as the spot peek will come out. The Molotovs come through, and this is all down to Meech.
Decorgaz is going to get eliminated very quickly in this one. Meech needs to make it happen out the gates, and she does manage to find one frag in trade here, but the drop down from the T's is going to come in. The bomb plant should be secured. Arel already falling. Mish as well. Alel just needs to find an equalizer somewhere.
She's got to save again. The cash still not there, and that was why they stuck both those rifles towards the A bomb site. If they go towards B and mow through the pistols, then don't go for the retake. Just save again. Keep the AK, keep the M4. There's still utility on both of these players as well. Something to buy around into the next bit of the round even.
Yeah, just trying to play for the future, but for Phoenix, they're just not able to get into a situation where if the bomb's planted, they are able to retake. 7PM just moving in systematically. They do lose MN. It's not a flawless round, but you can hardly hope for better in this situation when your economy is off to a flying roll.
There's nothing that Phoenix are doing that's really touching 7PM so far on the T side of Mirage. We saw a few early rounds going the way of Phoenix, but after that, it's been a very isolated performance. Nobody really showing up for the CT side, and all those star players we spoke about at the beginning just not proving influential on Mirage. And with the cash build up for 7PM, they're pretty much going to be buying their way through to the end of the half.
That's all they got to do. You see another pause come out, and you have to think this is going to be on the Phoenix side, the discussion. What can we do? We need to get back into this one. We need to take not just 1, 2, maybe multiple rounds before we can start to turn this towards the half.
And they're still in a really awkward situation economically. They still don't have a lot of cash left in the bank, and we will just see 7PM. They look so cool, so calm at this situation. They feel in control here. They've started to really accelerate on Mirage, and you've got to wonder if Phoenix don't start stealing rounds back, are they going to build up that same momentum we saw on Overpass?
Still fairly close, but they do need to get a couple of rounds in their pockets to make sure they can at least pull even keel before the halftime comes around. It's rough. You're on 5 right now. You don't want to go down to 10.
That would be incredibly difficult to deal with for Phoenix. On their map pick as well, they looked so good on the T side against Orange Sphinx, and that might be their saving grace here. They're going to need a huge T side as it stands, because it looks like 7PM, they are really building themselves a solid half on Mirage.
Yeah, they are. Of course, even if Phoenix get eliminated here on Mirage, they will have another chance later on in the day going up against the winner of our second matchup, but that's not what you want. You have to play a lot more Counter-Strike to qualify yourself for DreamHack if you can win it all right here, especially against the likes of 7PM, who knocked you down to the lower bracket to begin with. That is the revenge match they're hoping for, but 7PM are putting up such a strong wall up against that. They're
showing why they've made their way through without a loss. They are just looking dominant at the moment. It's going to need something special from Phoenix to bring it back, and of course, losing twice to the same team could really leave them dejected going into the later matches today.
Not to mention getting their win streak broken on Mirage here. Remember, both these teams have not lost yet on this map, and you can see why 7PM are in that boat for sure.
They have looked so good so far. Phoenix, of course, this is their map pick. They need their CT side to go well, and we are just waiting to get back into things, get back into the action, and what an action-packed game it's been so far.
It has. We barely had a moment to breathe, to be honest. So back and forth. And on Overpass, it was 16-4. I wonder if this game will get that close as well. A lot of discussion happening on the 7PM side. Home field advantage for them here in Shanghai. We'll see if they can carry that through all the way. The rest of this half.
Couple of dropped rifles on Phoenix. They have been able to squeeze a buy out of this scenario, so they will have rifles for the first time in a long time. They're going to try and counter 7PM, who do have a 2-round lead now, looking to extend it. There's a fairly spread start.
Yeah, you can see DreamHack once again taking that position on A, whereas the rest of Phoenix do move into middle. There's a pretty hefty stack from 7PM, just above top of mid.
They're waiting for the aggression. They've read it. The early peek, HFO not quite able to hit the shot. There's damage done.
That's 45 right now, but the game is up for the time being. You have to establish and keep this control without pushing too far forward. And this is actually the most passive we've seen 7PM play on this map.
They just waited that aggression out. It looked like they knew exactly what Phoenix were going to try and pull here. They might go for the retake, but they could also opt to switch things up here as we see the CTs, Alel getting very aggressive up on top of the bins. The execute still coming through towards mid, but 7PM, they are starting to commit towards B here.
Peek on Hefo. Alel does get tagged up, but there's the trade. Managing to get the damage on not just 1, but 2. This is a great start for Phoenix here. And 7PM realize they've got to pull some trickery. The rotation for Phoenix looks like they misread over on A. The bomb is making its way towards B.
The fate with utilities bought 7PM just a little bit of time, but already you can see Kohibi reacting to the situation, making her way back in towards mid, and the bomb really hasn't gone anywhere yet for 7PM. 45 seconds left on the clock, and they're still clearing top of mid. They have no idea if Phoenix still have that map control, so an incredibly awkward situation to be in. That saved AK for Alel doing so much work as Hazel, desperate to find this peak, clearing so many angles. Mish jiggle peeking it, isn't going to spot her out just yet, but the rotation should come through very shortly after.
And you can see they're already sending Kohibi back up to that point, up into market at the moment, and the drop down is there. Flashes out, trying to get into the site, and Kohibi mows her down. The bomb coming through. MN needs to hang on to life, and so does Shimley, but that's not going to happen here. Trade back onto Aurel, but there are way too many CTs in this side. I don't see how MN does it. She manages to take down Mish, but Phoenix equalize and will take a crucial 6th round.
And we're back to within 1. Of course, this game was going to be close, and 7PM, they just got stalled by that early aggression coming in from Phoenix. Alel making brutal use of that AK-47. Of course, there is cash available for the buy here from 7PM. They should be able to get some rifles back out.
You talked about it. The economy is in a really healthy state for the Chinese side, so they can just continue to freely buy. But they do not want to go into the half allowing the Singaporeans back into this game.
That would be a really awkward situation to be in. We saw how good Phoenix looked on their T side earlier yesterday, and you've got to wonder for 7PM how many rounds they need. Do they need to make their way to 9? They could have done with double digits, but that's not possible anymore. They've called the timeout to try and secure 1 more before the half, and that would be ideal. 7-6. They need to make this 9.
We continue to talk about it, but utilizing those pauses very quickly when a round goes awry seems to be the meta for this tournament. We don't often see it, but it can arrest some of that momentum mentally, especially. It allows you to reset for just a few seconds. And here's the fan out. Looks like the CT is committing a little more heavily towards the A site right now. Will they get as aggressive on that side as they did in mid?
Looks like they're just going to play passively, and it is a hefty stack of this A bomb site from Phoenix. You can see 7PM, a little bit of presence in towards middle as these nades start to rain through on A, and it looks like they're just going to push straight through everything here, straight into a heavy stack as well.
This will not be good for 7PM unless they can just out-frag in what seems like an impossible situation. But the bomb, it's all the fake. They're moving their way towards mid.
They've just backed out of that situation. I think the amount of nades that Phoenix threw there just keeps 7PM off the site. Hazel trying to buy time as HFO takes an early tag. The bomb actually making its way in towards the underpass, so still a possibility that they look to split A, but 7PM, they're looking a little indecisive at the moment.
Yeah, Phoenix as well. They'll try to fan out a little bit more. You still have Mish kind of guarding the entrance to connector, but now moves up towards jungle and market. You have Alel already there. The first frag comes out. They take out Hazel and Kohibi. Not seeing any other Ts on this side should be alerting your teammates to the possibility of a B take.
Who else would you want to hold B, though, than Alel and Aurel, the duo on that B bomb site at the moment, buying so much time. 7PM, they're so cautious. You don't normally see this from the Chinese side. They're actually going to be backing out of B.
A little bit of hesitation on 7PM, and this buys a lot of time. Mish just get tagged up, but stays alive critically. And now the movement, retreating through B. The bomb is making its way back to A site, but they've still got Kohibi guarding the entrance.
And Decorgez is still alive towards triple. This is going to be so awkward for 7PM. They're trying to clear their way up in towards jungle, and they have done, but Decorgez, she gets the early frag. The spray's good. The damage is there. She'll get the second, and this round is all but done. HFO and Leo in such an awkward spot, trying to find anything, but Leo's been dropped, and HFO was low from the start, down to 23. She will get one, but this round looks done.
Hifo just trying to do a little bit of damage for herself. She does get a light up onto Decorgez, but not before the finishing blow comes in, and we are tied up 7-all going into the last round of the half.
We're going to have a very similar score at the half, so as we did in the first map here. It's going to be 8-7, and you've got to say, 7PM, they have to take this last round of the half. They're heading to the CT side. Phoenix heading to what looked like their favored T side yesterday. They have all the rifles. Both teams have a full buy. This is going to be one hell of a round.
But the utility, it looks like it'll favor just slightly onto Phoenix right now with not a whole lot of money left to work with for Shimley or MN. We'll see if that's going to be the edge for Phoenix as this last round of the half will come through. The split defense onto A and B once more, and 7PM seem like they're running out of ideas.
Decorgez has again opted not to pick up the AWP. It's an interesting decision to make on Mirage, but clearly Phoenix more comfortable on the rifles. So 7PM will get mid-control to work with. They have that chunk of the map without any significant losses like we've seen in the previous rounds.
Yeah, connector control, though, in favor of Phoenix this time. They're not hard committing onto either bomb site, just trying to keep the difference split. There is mid-control here for 7PM, and the bomb is starting to make its way down over into A, but very slow movements. If this check comes in, Hifo and Leo could be in some trouble. Alel has that angle on connector. The peak, but it's turned around. What a shot by Hifo.
They don't expect the second player, though. This is such a nice bait and switch setup. You can see 7PM, they're really not watching for Kohibi in towards the connector as Aurel from window will be able to find one back. So 4v4, and this is where Kohibi does the work. Now she's got the advantage, goes wide, gets the second, and Decorgez is just mopping up on A. It's all down to Shimley. 1 versus 4. She's desperately trying to make her way out onto the site, but surely not. She's got the HP. She'll find the first. Isolates Kohibi, but the double peek's in. Phoenix will take the lead at the half, 8-7 on their CT side.
And you couldn't have expected to say that from how this half started. Phoenix managed to eke back enough wins to take control at the half on their map on Mirage. They'll switch over to T side, and it's still all business on the side of 7PM, wondering how they lost those last rounds.
We are going to need to see something seriously impressive from the CT side of 7PM. Orange Sphinx could not stop Phoenix on this map, and they looked so good. You can't even emphasize enough. They've just been hitting their shots. Even in this series, they have looked seriously impressive. Looked almost unfortunate not to take Overpass.
Yeah, they've started to really adapt to the strategy. I think they had some trouble on Overpass really realizing what 7PM were doing. There were misreads. We saw that happening on Mirage as well. But once they got sights on them, they never let go. Great playing by Kohibi there. Obviously, Hifo managing to find a few shots back in the spray, but it was just too little, just too late.
It was a really nice recovery into the half-time by Phoenix as well. It looked like 7PM were going to make a bit of a runaway with this one, but Phoenix just arrested their momentum perfectly, and I mean, these frags really show the aim that we're seeing on these players.
All right, back into it. The switch comes through. We'll have another pistol round. For the first time, economics are pretty even on this map. It's been so wonky, man.
I mean, this is pretty much the most cash we've seen most of these players with. They have the USPSs. MN picking up the smoke and the diffuse kit as Aurel does have a fair amount of utility. Smoking a couple of flashbangs. Fast play, contact towards the B-bomb site early on from Phoenix.
7PM, though, are marching up to try and cover the door of apartments.
Aggression as well. Shimmerly wants to hit the
Ooh,
shot, but
hello.
dinked and found. And now Phoenix, they can look to storm.
They're going to be moving out onto that one. Flash is coming through. LL dropping down. That's equalizing. And they've only traded in a couple of tags onto Hifo and Leo, but trying to get that bomb plant down. The T's are starting to lose heavy ground as Leo holds the line.
Picking up the Glock as well, up close and personal. Leo finding herself a triple kill, and it is all on to Kohaibi. She has clutched so many rounds for this team. She'll find the first headshot and convert onto MM, but the bomb, such an awkward position, and Leo's going to start to try and peek. The support is there from Hazel in the apartments. They have a crossfire on this bomb.
Still a little time to work with. She can get that outplay clutch. Shoulder peek. Really dangerous situation is just behind the car. They'll take the round. Leo with the head tap to Kohaibi, 8-8.
And that is exactly how 7PM had to play that. Leo comes up clutch, gets herself a quad kill, was really struggling to feel her way into this game so far on the T side, but perhaps that's an indication of what's to come from the CTs of 7PM. They're going to get the buy-in as well. Hazel picking up the scout, suggestive perhaps that we're going to see more of those AWPs coming in on the CT side from 7PM.
A lot of SMGs to pick up on top of that, though, as they get that big buyout for the first round at 7PM. They needed this momentum back in their favor. Let's see what Phoenix can do. It looks like they're going to be rushing through Palace.
Just going to look for the waterfall by the looks of things. They have a flashbang on Aurel. You've just got to try and isolate the CT players. HFO and MN on this A bomb site. They have MP9s, they have a little bit of utility, and HFO is going to get aggressive in towards ramp, but this push has come through the MP9 of MN, getting some damage before she's taken down, and now HF has to mop up, can't get anything done, 3v3.
The spray just wasn't nearly enough. The bomb plant goes down before 7PM fully realize what is happening. In a 3v3, they've managed to salvage a couple of those SMGs, and all of a sudden, this round gets a lot more even than expected. Alel trying to hold against a lot of those nades here, and does get knocked down. Kohaibi tagged down to 59. And here come the CTs.
They have the MP9s.
The
damage is coming through.
Oh, they're so heavily tagged right now. Shimmerly manages to clutch it out on 13 HP. Going for that defuse. 7PM just barely hanging on to that round.
For a minute there, you believed in Meech. You saw all those players so low HP, and it was really well played by the T side of Phoenix. That waterfall working to great effect. It was just the nades that eventually won it for 7PM. The double nade stack taking out the first player and allowing them to retake the site. 9-8 the lead, but that's a heavy loss in that round. So as the AKs come out, they're going to have to fully invest.
And I thought we were watching Counter-Strike. This is a boxing match. Blows traded back and forth. So much economic damage inflicted. The buy does come out for Phoenix, but you look at their wallets are getting lighter. The same can be said on 7PM Female. Despite winning that round, they're forced into a wonky buy scenario. Hazel Scout does get saved.
Not the greatest weapon in the world to have against the AKs either. Again, HFO, she wants to get a little bit proactive in towards ramp here, but of course she tried it in the previous round, so has to be conscious of the fact that Kohaibi is more than likely holding it, and indeed she is. So they have to play this one a little bit differently, 7PM. They pulled all of their tricks out of the hat from that round and almost lost it against the pistols, as we'll see Phoenix just starting to take control of mid. Hazel can't contest it too strongly either, just the scout to work with.
The patient positioning here for the T side. Hifo has to get that smoke out to stop the Molotov quickly. And Phoenix looking to fan out onto mid. Get behind boxes, that's Mish. Bomb left behind here. Open apps ramp. And this is a good spread out for 7PM, but they don't have as much information to work with as they'd like.
Phoenix just starting to posture towards that A bomb site. Looks like they are going to be trying to split it out. The bomb not fully committed yet, though, and perhaps just hoping they'll draw the rotate, and they have managed to do so. You can see Hazel made her way away from mid and in towards this A bomb site, and it looks like Leo's going to make her way out as well. This could be a very, very interesting round. There's only 37 seconds left for Phoenix to try and find a site, and it looks like it is going to be the call to split A here.
They need to be able to take Hifo out of the picture before that's going to be effective, though. Sitting there, right on the edge, next to Palace, and Shadows, this is not going to be easy. Here comes the movement on the bomb. Hifo finds one on the spray, but it's traded back, thanks to Kohaibi. And the plant will be able to come down pretty quickly the rest of the way. Not the numbers to work with that Phoenix would have liked, but they still have 3 AKs to work with. MN is locked in behind that Molotov for the time being. Hazel trying to take shots through the box there. Trades on. And that's going to be now a 2v2 situation. Scout's still available here for Hazel, but they're locked up close to CT spawn.
Aurel has to play the bomb here as the push starts to come through. You can see Shimmerly has the defuse kit, and if Aurel gives away a position, that bomb is not planted for her whatsoever. They're clearing so much map, and there you go. They know it's not planted for her.
They know it's not happening. It's enough. 7PM will retake the lead.
Just about making their way back onto that A bomb site, keeping a couple of rifles alive as well. Absolutely crucial, but You've got to wonder if Aurel doesn't give away her hand here. It's a much more awkward round for 7PM. They didn't have the utility to clear her out, but without the bomb planted for her, there wasn't a lot she could do.
Yeah, 10-8. This is the biggest lead we've seen in a little while here on Mirage. It's been so darn close as we get into the 19th round. The buys coming through. Another full AK stack here for Phoenix, but they have a little less utility to work with on the opposite side. 7PM still hanging on to a couple of those wonky SMGs.
That loss by just propping up the T side of Phoenix a little while longer. Hazel finally having the AWP in her hands is going to be able to lock down mid as the smokes come through. She will be forced off of it, so Phoenix going to be able to push the AWP out a little while longer. HFO taking an early tag on the MP9 as well.
Rotate up through Catwalk right now. It looks like it's going to be a split onto B site, and you got to hope that Leo can hold the line if you're a 7PM fan. At the moment, that's the answer, and it's no. Decorguez gets tagged heavily, and Hazel in market opens up a shooting gallery but can't quite find the target she's looking for. Bomb goes down, and it's a save situation.
7PM, they needed to anchor down that B-bomb site. There was no time bought at all. The two players there are unable to really find anything. There's a little bit of damage onto Decorguez, but that's all there is to work with. And without that time to rotate around and get yourselves into the retake positions, there's nothing the CT side can do. Going to be allowing Phoenix back to within one round. They will keep a few rifles up, but they've got no loss bonus to work with either.
Yeah, looks to start fanning out at the moment, try and save a few more of those rifles if they possibly can. But 7PM, it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. They strung a few rounds together, but all of a sudden, Phoenix stopped that from happening. In fact, they're going to be able to save all of their rifles.
And what an economic advantage that will give them. They're really going to start to be building up that cash. You can see everybody's got at least one more full investment in them after this round, and it's not the same story at all as we do see the pause coming in. 7PM, they're in a really awkward spot here. They do not have cash to be buying, but they need to try and find some rounds.
That AWP for Hazel hasn't paid dividends just yet. Give it some time, but she did not quite have the angle on market or even over mid at the moment. You could see that Phoenix were just able to rush it out, and 7PM, the reaction, they just weren't ready for it. But the communication is coming in on both teams at the moment, and you can see stone faces on either side, really.
Yeah, 7PM, Hazel really wasn't given an opportunity to shine with that AWP. She got smoked out of mid initially, and then trying to retake that B-bomb site through market with just an AWP to work with is always going to be nigh on impossible. We will see the force buy coming in from Shimmerly. Leo actually just dropping down onto the 5.7, so there's 3 rifles to work with here, well, 2 and an SMG. There's something that perhaps 7PM could do. We've seen them pull it off with pistols before, and Hazel really going to have to go huge with the AWP this time.
Lel and Arel duoing up once again, just over at top of mid. Bomb has been left down over at the edge of the side alley, and some opening fire from Arel spraying through the smoke, and it looks like this is an aggressive push into apartments here for 7PM.
Alela's holding for just this, though. You can see her falling back off the angle, and the double peek isn't in, but somehow HFO wins the firefight, and she's calling to Schmilly. She has the 5.57. She could actually go back up and grab a rifle. Not actually going to be committing to that, though, so Mish should get a refrag here if she's careful.
Phoenix were not expecting that aggro push right there, and Shimley will fall to Mish. Tried to jump peek it away, but it is going to be an equalizer. Mish incredibly low, though, on 3 HP. Can't afford to take another tap, and this is giving pause to Phoenix's push plans.
They really are split across the map at the moment. Nothing really set in stone. They don't have anywhere to push. HFO opting to get aggressive with the MP9, putting herself in an off angle. She is low HP, so just having that opportunity to trade for one is so key. And
Mish might be baiting here. She moves in through connector.
This is going to be the hit.
Easy tap. Oh my word! She turned it around! And now it's a 3v3. Hefo is lit. Leo is down. Hazel can't quite find it through the smoke, and the A play is huge. It's going to be down onto Hazel on the AWP to try and clutch this out, but that will not be easy.
The AWP just not happening for Hazel today. Missing another shot with it. Such an awkward spot to be in, and Phoenix are going to draw level. They've made it happen somehow, some way. The CT side just have no answer to it.
Rising from the ashes yet again, Phoenix out-executing and only lose themselves 2 rifles. They've got plenty of money to work with, and you cannot say the same for the Chinese representatives.
They're going to be forced down onto the half by once again. Phoenix, they're starting to build a case for their T side here on Mirage. It is going to be the P250s. It's going to be the Deagles for Hazel.
How did Mish survive on 3%? That's what I want to know. What an incredible execution out of Phoenix. 7PM going to stack 5 members onto the B site, hoping that they have the right read.
This is just a hope Cross your fingers and pray coming in from 7PM. They have no idea where this bomb's going to go. They just want to try and find as many frags as they can with what little they have to work with. You can see they are really on the ropes in terms of economy. HFO does have a defuse kit and some armor, and the rotation actually coming all the way back out. If it's not a rush B, we're going to head towards A, say 7PM, and this might actually be heard by the T side.
I think this is 7PM faking themselves out a little bit too much. Sometimes you overthink your strategy. They are spread out a little bit, but most of the commitment is down towards A, and Phoenix, it looks like they might want to split that.
Potential opportunity here if they call the read right, but you can see sneaking out Kohaibi, going for the proactive peek, and she's found damage, will actually find the opening frag as well, and that's going to make things very awkward now for 7PM. The peeks are coming through, but the frags are not. Finally, Hifo able to get one, but the trades are coming through across the board, and 4 versus 2. 2 pistols left on the board. 7PM not looking like they're going to get anything done here.
They're just trying to get a little more damage if they can. Pistol's not really worth the save anyways. Hifo's going to be eliminated now, down just to Leo with the bomb down. This is all going to be over, and Phoenix going to be retaking on an 11th. Leo needs to do a bit more damage before the bomb blows.
4 versus 1. Nothing to hope for except that damage. You can see Kohaibi down to 23. If she can keep her on the site for a little while longer, then potentially she goes down with the bomb, and that's the damage done. But the flank comes through. Mish in the back will get the backstab. 11-10 the scoreline. Phoenix, they retake the lead. They keep 4 rifles up, and the cash, it's not great for 7PM.
Shoes on the other foot from the last half, and 7PM, it looks like they will be taking another pause for themselves. They've got to arrest this momentum, start turning it back in their favor, otherwise they'll be facing down to map 3.
They got to start finding themselves some rounds. They're back at a loss, 11-10, 1 round behind. They are calling the timeout, and they should be able to get the buy. Again, Hazel picking up that AWP, and we pointed out earlier, she's not hitting shots with it. She has to start coming into this game, giving her team an opportunity. You need your AWPer to be finding multi-kills.
Hazel, definitely a clutch player for this side, but we have seen her shut down by Phoenix a couple of times now. And it's really just about that team play. You look at the kills on either of these teams, and everything is close. You don't have a massive individual standout because it has been all about different people stepping up in different rounds, playing the team angles, playing them well. And now the pause will end, and let's see what the play is here for Phoenix. They will fan out in every direction.
Early aggression from HFO, trying to get some information in towards the A ramp. Kohaibi, though, clearing every corner, being absolutely meticulous for Phoenix, as it looks like, again, they're going to try and take that mid-control. Hazel with the AWP, an opportunity perhaps to start to feel her way back into this game as the peak looks like it's going to come through. Aurel clearing the angles, getting a little bit of information.
Now, this could be a dangerous move onto mid as Hazel keeps her sights locked up, and there's the utility coming out, smokes through. She backs away. And all of a sudden, you've got Mish and Aurel behind boxes.
A little bit awkward for Hazel on the AWP at the moment, really not finding an opportunity to come into her own. The boost up from Shimmerly, but the bomb's left all the way back in spawn at the moment, and you can see Phoenix just reacting to that situation. It looks like Aurel will be sent to get it, but instead makes her way into the B app, so still no evidence of a plant from Phoenix.
Yeah, they're not going for the execution. They're going for pickoffs to make sure that they have a clean one. And it looks like through Underpass, Alel will meet up with Aurel, and they're going to try and sniff out B, but not fully committing to that either.
Really interesting from Phoenix. They're not committed to either site yet. Mish could recover the bomb, and here we go. This
might be an A play.
Fake towards A. Bomb goes towards B as the smokes and the flashes rain over the top, and the rotation is being called. Shimmerly's made her way off the site. This is all down to Leo now.
Oh, dear.
This
Can
is
Leo
not good.
hold it? She's not even in the position to try and get that drop down frag play. She's actually just sitting on the site here and hoping for a couple of entries as Aurel does peek through. She doesn't take the shot. She waits for Mish, but gets outplayed. And 7PM have to make a break for it right now. Back onto the side. Shimmerly rushes in, but gets fragged out, and so does MN. Alel, Kohaibi comboing up. Bombs down. It's just down to Hazel. And in those close quarters, the op is not that useful. Phoenix take the round without losing one.
7PM just looking rattled here. Missed shots across the board from the CT side. The trigger discipline, not the right call from Leo, and she gets taken down. Does find the dink, but then the rush from Shimmerly, and she just can't hit the spray.
12-10 now. Phoenix starting to feel that confidence flowing. They have so much money in the bank. Even if they lose a round, it doesn't seem to matter. And the strategies, they've caught 7PM off guard. The fakes are there. They're working well. This is definitely play that is worthy of the winner's final here at the ZOWIE Divina tournament.
To say the least. And I mean, there's P250s for 7PM to work with, but that's not a lot at all as they're going to try and get aggressive towards mid. Aurel, she has the read. The damage is done, but HFO will find the opener, so an advantage perhaps to be found for 7PM as Mish recovers the bomb, and they're going to try and make their way onto A in the meanwhile, but there's pistols here. MN gets a second, and this is looking rough.
That's the chance. We've seen pistols come up clutch before for the likes of 7PM, but MN will finally get sprayed down. Shimley had managed to salvage herself an AK. 4v3 situation now for the T's, and they make their way towards A site.
The issue now is these pistols are so few and far between. Shimley on that AK-47 trying to make something happen from CT as the execute comes through. Phoenix making their way out onto the A bomb site. And if she goes top of ticket, she could get the frag, but the shot is not there. And now there's damage to work with on these remaining pistols as well for Phoenix.
Ifo has to go huge here, but she's not going to be checking through the smoke. Leo making her way up closely. The bomb is down. The retake scenario, this is oh so difficult at the best of times, but with pistols, it's all but impossible. Alel holding the line on Hazel, sprays her down. There are trades, but Hifo falls and Leo does as well. Phoenix take a 13th.
And they're within 3 of taking their map pick and forcing this one to go the distance here. We will be seeing Inferno as a third map if there's nothing else to split these two teams apart. 7PM finally able to get another buy on the cards. And again, Hazel picking up that AWP, clearly trying to build some confidence on the weapon as so much cash in the bank for Phoenix.
I admire the commitment on 7PM to stick to the strat, but it's not working right now. Phoenix have the number of 7PM here on Mirage. Their T side looking oh so good as they look to add another win to the column. Spread out here for 7PM, 2 on A, 1 in mid, 2 on B.
Hazel getting aggressive, trying to be proactive on that pick. Takes a little bit of Molotov damage. Nothing to be too concerned of, though, as she falls back into the A bomb site. And again, Phoenix opting for a very passive early round, just watching for any aggressions from 7PM as they start to look at that mid control. Aurel going to pop flash out, her and Mitch. If the AWP was there, this would be a completely different story, but it looks like Phoenix are going to get mid control without any real trouble.
When these two teams have faced off against each other in the short amount of time so frequently as these two have, the information games become absolutely next level. Molotov does go down here, and looks like some fire from Aurel on mid just through the smoke, seeing if they can draw the attention of 7PM. Bomb still back. Oh, the tap from Hazel. Finally, the op comes in.
Opts to get aggressive with it, trying to give herself a proactive position, and she will find the opening pick for a team. Meanwhile, though, Phoenix take control of middle away, and HFO hiding behind those boxes in connector could be absolutely huge. Aurel Cena, though, and hits the headshot. The dink is through, but the damage is not quite there.
Aurel is tapped pretty heavily, but not out just yet, so it's a 4v4 scenario still. 7PM still hoping for Hazel to come up clutch. She's already got one frag. Mish checking around the corner here. On into jungle. Bomb still dropped down at top of mid. The commitment's not there for Phoenix. They're just looking for kills.
This is a really awkward situation to leave the bomb behind, actually, but Phoenix, they've got a split on this A bomb site. The recovery could come through from Kohibi, but it needs to be now, and the frags are going the way of 7PM. Finally, Meech and DCorgez get something, but the bomb's not there, and they don't actually have time to plant. If 7PM knew this, the round would be over, but they're going to start committing. Hazel gets taken down, and Leo, she just has to stay alive with 10 seconds left, but she has no idea where the T-sided players are, and she will be found! Phoenix, how do you secure that round?
They had no chance to plant the bomb. They needed the elimination, and they out-execute on 7PM. How the heck did they do that?
I have no idea. It was just a complete mess from Phoenix. They didn't have the bomb anywhere near where it was needed. They had no chance, but somehow still finding the frags, still finding the shots, and Phoenix, they're accelerating away on the T side.
14-10 is the biggest lead we've seen so far. It's forced 7PM now onto the pistols as they want to at least have a buy-in on match point. And here comes the rush. Phoenix know it. They're going to be heading heavily towards the B site.
Such an awkward position to be put in. You can see Shimley desperate to get aggressive, trying to be proactive, but it's left Leo in an awful situation on this B bomb site.
Trying to drop down. She does get one frag, but it's traded back. The bomb will come down. And now Hazel trying to guard at market, but these numbers do not add up.
This is a very, very bad spot for 7PM to be in, using whatever utility they have to try and make their way out. The jump will be heard. DCorgez spots the players out. The damage is coming through, but Alel with the double spray down is securing it. Hazel, 1 versus 4. She's just hiding in the market. Nothing more for her to do in this round.
And Phoenix will hold the line for a second. DCorgez does get sprayed down. Hazel manages to find at least one here. And Phoenix ought to go hunting here, otherwise they're going to be losing some AKs. It may not matter. They've got so much money to work with, and Phoenix take it to match point.
Looking good on their map on the T side. We saw this against Orange Sphinx yesterday, and they are looking worthy of a third map here. Such a string of rounds on the T side for Phoenix.
Phoenix looking like the comeback queens for sure. All they need is one more round, and we will be headed to Inferno.
And look at the buy as well. It's still not great for 7PM. They are going to get all those M4s out, but a misbuyed UMP is going to mean $1,200 less.
Oh, that hurts.
That's
a tilt buy. That's a tilt buy right there. 7PM, they do have a little bit of utility to work with. It's matched well on the Phoenix side. Full AK stacks as they move out. The split is on A. The bomb is left behind. It's just for information. Phoenix know they can work several rounds. They don't have to win it right here, right now.
Hazel again, rotating that AWP around, trying to take it towards short, trying to start and hit some shots, but she's been struggling so far today. Really needs to show up for a team at this point to try and drag this one through to OT, as it looks like Phoenix just starting to think about that mid push. They are jiggling the angles, and if Hazel hits this initial shot, it could be a brilliant start to the round for 7PM.
Smokes out. Hazel keeping that. Can't quite find it. Excuse me, she does. I thought she was outside the shot of that one, but Mish does go down. It's a good start for 7PM to hold this line, but the T's are already mobilizing towards the A side. Got to be careful not to get sprayed down by Hefo there. And then does go down, but Arel's traded, and Alel trades back onto her. The plan should go in, and this is going to be a retake 3v3.
Phoenix again playing this one so smart. The Molotovs force Hazel off, and you can see nobody was peeking jungle here. They knew where the AWP was to the inch as the bomb goes down. The retake has to come through from the CT side. Not spotting anything out on the boost. The Molotov goes towards Firebox. They're desperately trying to make their way in here, but the T side have their number. Nice dink onto Decorgez, but an instant trade from Kohibi, and now 2 versus 2. The bomb's still stuck on the site, and no HP on Shimmerly either.
Defuse tap. Kohibi got to work with it. It's down to Hazel right now, and we're going to Inferno. It's getting hot in here.
And what a game from Phoenix. You did worry for them after such an agonizing loss on Overpass, but clearly showing they have the potential to bounce back. 16-10 here on Mirage, and we are going to a third.
Oh my word. And 7PM at the half, it looked like they might have had it. They were down only one round, but on their own map, Phoenix turned it around. These players from Singapore, man, they really know how to come back.
Finally, we're seeing teams winning their own maps as well. It's been a theme of this tournament that the map picks have gone completely the wrong way, but both teams here tonight showing why they picked the maps they did and starting to seriously put a half together.
Absolutely. The momentum on the side of Phoenix this time around. It was 7PM's heading into this map, and while Overpass was close, this one pulled away. In Phoenix, we've seen this happen against Orange Sphinx yesterday. Will history repeat itself now against the last remaining Chinese representative?
We'll have to see on Inferno, and an interesting map to take it to at the end as well. A map that can play towards both individual skill and that team effort. I think it's going to go slightly towards Phoenix, though. I loved how they played on Mirage. They looked so good on those T-sided executes and strung so many rounds together.
Yeah, let's take a look at our graphics right now. As the MVP comes up, it will be Kohibi. If there was any doubt about that, I think she 100% earned it.
Oh, and it was a fantastic performance. But I will say, Phoenix, it was a team game. They really showed that structured CS that I talked about. And I mean, in terms of top rating, again, there's not a massive difference. It was a little bit more of a stomp coming through this time. 16-10, a little bit better from Phoenix, but the ADR not really there.
Second map in a row that Misha's delivered pretty high results as well. And this time around, it was hard for 7PM to keep up. You take a look across the board, and it's 20 stacks for everybody but Arel and Decorgez. And honestly, that's the sacrifice play. Decorgez was guarding, especially on the CT side, that A side almost constantly.
Yeah, she really was. She was put in an awkward situation a lot of times by her teammates as well, getting aggressive across other areas of the maps. And I think that really says it all. Nobody above 20 on the side of 7PM, and that's a really awkward position to be put in.
It's a rough one on Mirage. It wasn't their map, but that is what's going to happen every now and again. Looking forward to Inferno. This one has gone the distance. Wolfie, I am so excited. I have no idea who's going to win this one. I think I agree with you. Put a slight edge over onto Phoenix just because of the momentum, but it could go absolutely any way, and the home field advantage is still there for 7PM.
Absolutely, and what a game to open up our first winners final for that spot in DreamHack Valencia. Both these teams putting themselves out there and showing that they deserve that spot.
I absolutely think so. There are 2 spots up and available, so even if you lose, there's still a chance to make it through, but you have to play a heck of a lot more Counter-Strike, and we have had a great opening to today. 2 maps, 2 fantastic results. That second one pulling away there on Mirage for Phoenix. Can they take the momentum all the way to the end? That's what we're going to have to find out.
We will have to wait and see on Inferno, and I mean, it's such an interesting map to see CS played on. It does like that CT aggression. We will see 7PM being proactive, very similar to how they were on Overpass, where they took it by the slimmest of margins.
They won't have the pick,
taking that
though.
control, they won't have the pick, and that is always awkward. The 7th map, the one that's left at the end, is always an awkward one. Could go either way. It all lies in the balance here.
Yeah, this is going to be so tough here. I think Phoenix, they're another team that we talked about it in the past, a lot of other squads that really ride momentum. They're a little bit more calm and collected, though, and we'll have to see if they can take a map 3 right after this break.
How do you reveal the hidden enemies in PUBG? Adjust the black equalizer to brighten darker areas, which makes it easier to spot enemies hiding in the shadows. How do you make your PUBG experience more diverse and convenient? Color Vibrance allows for more realistic and vibrant colors. It also provides the convenience to tune colors in-game, making you see the change instantly. Save up to 3 different settings based on your preferences, and use the S switch to quickly change between those settings.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to the ZOWIE DIVINA Women's CSGO Asia Championship for 2019. We are going to map 3 in our first winners match of the day. I'm still Pirate Tendings. He is still Wolfie. And Wolfie, how about this Inferno?
Oh, what a map to decide it all. First winners matchup of the day. And I mean, what really impresses me is I can hear Phoenix behind me, and they sound so chilled out.
Yeah, and that was they built up a decent little buffer towards the end of it, but that was a comeback. We saw them do it yesterday against Orange Sphinx, and they are on the verge of it once again. And if you're 7PM, you might be feeling a little bit of that pressure.
Yeah, especially after your map pick goes so close. 16-14, you took that. And then Phoenix, it looked like it was going to be close, but they just accelerate away towards the end of that second half. And that's got to be a worrying sign if you are 7PM.
We've talked about it being all about the team play, not a lot of individual standouts, but I would like to see Hazel hitting a few more of those op shots. She picked it up towards the end on Mirage there, but all eyes are going to be on her.
And the AWP is such an important weapon on Inferno. An AWP can single-handedly lock down Banana and just allow the rotation of 4 players towards the A bomb site on CT side. That's such a crucial place to be.
Now, of course, this will be the side choice for the likes of Phoenix right now, and we'll have to see what they take. What would you recommend?
I'd say CT start. I'd keep that momentum going. Inferno feeds the CT side. It actually will be 7PM starting on the CT. T side is the way of Phoenix. They get themselves 4 flashbangs and a smoke grenade to work with here.
Split up through T ramp right now in second mid, and it looks like there's going to be a rush play onto A, but there's 3 CTs waiting in the wings.
Taking that second mid control. Now they're just slowing it down. They will take the apartments. Interestingly, Shimmerly looking for those nades. She has a full loadout of utility, but not going to be tested for the time being. It's a double play towards short from the CTs. They're going to have to hit some shots.
Going to come upstairs here. Hazel holding on. Just trying to jiggle peek around this pillar. And here comes the play right now. Misses the first shot, finds the second one. Leo, Hazel, Emma, and Leo again. They find themselves 4 taps, and Mish will get eliminated last.
What
a big pistol round.
What a hold of short there. That is absolutely huge from 7PM. Setting the tone for this matchup here on Inferno in some style.
If you're feeling any pressure on 7PM, you can just let that one wash away. They'll get a flawless first round, and the buy comes in. SMGs across the board.
Really didn't look like Phoenix had too much of a plan. The explosion out of top of mid, there was no real utility to back it up. It was fairly choreographed and really well shut down by 7PM. We look like they've done their homework on this map. We'll see a couple of P250s coming out for Phoenix, but the SMGs across the board for 7PM.
Looks like they will now look to commit towards Banana, but Aurel does get taken out on the nade, and a double spray. MN and Hefo combo up. And all of a sudden, the CT swarming around the remaining T players.
See this so often now on Inferno. The second round aggression coming in from the CT side, and they're just going to clean up house here. A couple of missed shots from Hazel, who has been struggling, but it's a clean sweep across the board. And that aggression is just so well timed from 7PM. Straight down mid, straight down Banana, lock out the Ts before they can get anywhere.
And can you say bonus round, Wolfie? They're going to just stick with everything right now. Build up that economy that was denied to them on Mirage, and 2 rounds in a row right now, they've had Phoenix's number flawlessly.
First time Phoenix are going to be able to get the AKs out, though, and don't underestimate their potential here on Inferno. It's going to be a difficult round for 7PM to control. They do have that utility to buy time, but at the end of the day, they can't take those long-ranged engagements, and they're going to put 4 players towards B early on, perhaps looking for a little bit of a nade stack.
Heavy commitment here. You've actually got a couple. It's going to be Alel and Mish that are looking towards Banana in the entrance. The smoke is up on the other side here, and the bomb does get picked back up. Still some control for Phoenix. They've managed to push over the boundaries just a little bit. Both Kohaibi and also Aurel have kind of got a little bit of control for themselves.
The initial heavy nade stack from 7PM. 4 nades thrown down Banana, not connecting onto anybody. A little bit unfortunate, as we will see now Phoenix taking control of top Banana. Such an important area of the map to control, and it just allows you to play so much more proactively. You can see Shimmerly, she's stuck on this bomb site for the time being with HFO. They can't get the information. They can't rotate off towards A if they'd like to. So bomb left in spawn for the time being. Phoenix, they're just starting to probe, starting to get that information, trying to work out where they're going to execute.
As soon as they see somebody, the decision will get made. Phoenix do know how to react quickly. But with a minute to play with, someone's going to need to grab that bomb soon enough. And looks like the grouping up is going to happen here. Just about at A short. No, it's a back away. They will be going back to pick the bomb up.
Still not committing to anything. They do have bracket control here through Decorgez and Aurel, so a little bit of map to work with. And Phoenix, they are queuing up towards top of Banana as well. They're really pushing both sides of the map. You can
Still
see
not got the bomb.
Still not got the bomb. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is a huge missed call from Phoenix. They are just going to back off, and it's going to have to be such a quick execute in towards this bomb site here. They have to hit B, and they have to hit it now from back of site. Yes, Shimmerly in the gaps managed to get one, and she is just buying so much time. Shimmerly gets the second before the trade, and Alel playing around Coffin somehow gets the double, makes it winnable. 3v3. The bomb should just about go down here.
That's at least going to be a little bit of extra money out here for Phoenix at the time, but 7PM made him pay for it quite dearly on that, and it's Aurel getting sprayed down, turned back to DreamHack 1v1 scenario on the retake, and Leo is gonna do it!
And what a bonus round for 7PM to be picking up as well. A 3v3 retake of that B bomb site, keeping the AK up as well. 7PM, you cannot ask any more. The bonus round going their way. Phoenix looking a little bit shell-shocked here.
7PM stacking 3 rounds together, saving that AK. Very stylish there with the Stewie skin.
Playing in that sandwich between first and second oranges, it's such an awkward position on the MP9 and so effective from Shimmerly. She just uses the flashbangs from new boxes from her teammate and makes it look so simple. We will see the half buy coming in across the board for Phoenix. Hero AK for DreamHack to try and get some damage out, but the rest of the team just have pistols.
There was so much hesitation that time for Phoenix. They established control but never did anything with it. When they finally made their way up Banana, they had so little time to work with, and now we see the similar split happening once again. The preference is still towards Banana, but they have established some control over at second mid, and it looks like they will start to push their way into A short.
Starting to make those apartments their home. They have Boiler as well, so a decent push towards Bracket early on, yet to explode out of that mid presence, and it looks like it is going to be this A site hit. Such a nice setup, though, from the CT side. They've got that mini pit control, they have pit control, and then they've got the player in towards Cubby as well. So much map to work with as this push starts to come through. Leo playing the cart has to do a lot of work, though, and she will find an early headshot as well. What a swing, and MN's just backing her up from the pit. This is looking like a demolition.
Oh, they've done it, absolutely, and all of a sudden, DreamHack says, "Where's my team?" as she goes to meet them. 4 rounds to 7PM, and they are letting up a big cheer.
And that is such an impressive hold of the A-bomb site as well. They played that one so perfectly. The pause, of course, coming in. You can see Phoenix, they have cash, but they're not getting rounds yet, and they really need to start to build up a case on the T side of Inferno.
They've not been able to execute just yet. They tried it on B in a slow push. They tried it on A. They got control, but really good placement of the CTs allowed them to mow down the likes of Phoenix as they've been unable to put together a round here, and this is starting to look like the very beginning on Overpass.
Without that utility, it's just so difficult to clear your way onto a bomb site. You could see MN, she just stays alive in the pit. All that does is put doubt in the minds of Phoenix, and they're put in a really awkward position, trying to push up onto the site, but they haven't got the utility to clear anything. We will see them picking up those Molotovs almost entirely across the board. DreamHack, of course, the hero AK from the previous round, not quite enough cash, but now they have utility. Now Phoenix can perhaps start to play some of those executes, similar to how we saw in Mirage. Try and string some rounds together against a strong 7PM side so far.
And 7PM split is going to be the opposite last time, but they will look to establish early Banana control. And there is a lot of utility flying in here. The bomb has been left behind, and that means Phoenix, they're going to back straight out of Banana. They realize this is too hot.
It's really nice use of the nades again, and we're going to see 7PM taking an aggressive stance on this Banana control. HFO pushing her way all the way down, and this is exactly how you want to play that CT side. The Molotov is going to force her out and in towards the logs, but still so much control to work with, and we can see the rotations already starting to come through. Shimmerly going to make her way out. The nade is going to do good damage onto HFO, and Aurel straight through the smoke has read it, so you can't argue with that if you're Phoenix. That's a beautiful pick to start things off. They need to capitalize, though.
Not going back to pick the bomb up just yet. They're still hesitating, wondering where the remaining CTs are, and that's given enough time for 7PM to position a little bit better towards the A site. There's still Banana being guarded here by Leo. And it's indecision that's eating at Phoenix. They've got less than a minute to work with.
They're just trying to find something onto Leo, who will be forced to back off. Shoulder peeking the angle. That's to allow the rotation if necessary. Hazel actually opting to stick towards A, and for the time being, that looks like the right call. Mitch going to be taking a very late control of Banana. 45 seconds left as the pop flash comes out. Misses its target, and the bomb again all the way back in spawn for Phoenix. They're not giving themselves enough time to execute.
I don't think playing deathmatch is always the best way, as DreamHack gets found out by Shimmerly. And that evens those odds up quite a bit. Shimmerly down to 6 HP, but the T's have to go fast. They need to get this bomb, and it looks like the play is up to B through Banana.
If they can just deny the bomb plant here, Hazel, this is going to be all so difficult. Straight from Coffin's getting tons of damage down, but yet to find a frag. This is going to be a mop-up for Leo. 1, 2, 3, playing from new boxes. Hazel cleans up shop. 5-0, 7PM. They are looking so good on Inferno.
Inferno is 7PM's map. It would appear 5-0. Phoenix have yet to stack it up, and they are forced into yet another forced buy.
What an awkward situation to find yourselves in on the T side of Inferno, yet to secure a round. They're going to be down onto the Galils, the MAC-10s. Of course, you have to have this utility on Inferno. It is impossible to execute efficiently on a T side without it. they have to spend the money on nades, and that's forcing them down onto these lesser rifles.
You have to wonder why they picked the T side first. They clearly had a plan with it right now, but it's not necessarily working. They will go for the rush up banana immediately. That's going to get spotted by Shimley and Hefo. They throw down the Molotov to buy a bit of time. It's going to get put out for a second. This is heavy investment right now, and 7PM need to commit to this one. Shimley opens up a shooting gallery. Aurel trades back one. But that is incredibly efficient by 7PM.
Those nades down banana do so much damage to open things up, and it just makes it all the easier for Shimley. A triple kill spraying down those players from Phoenix as they try and push through the smoke, and you can see the flanks already coming in. Alel, 1 versus 4, desperate to get some damage, will only find one, but 7PM, they've got their 6th, and they are looking so good here on Inferno.
Saving 3 rifles as well. The AUG coming in for Hefo and the double AK, and now 7PM off to a roll. Everyone just about has 10K in the bank. And you can see the faces falling from the Singaporean side.
It's just not looking like they have a grasp of their T side of Inferno just yet. The utility not quite coming out in the way it needs to be for Phoenix. They've been forced in some really awkward economic positions, but 7PM, they've just also been a class above this Phoenix roster so far, hitting those shots, locking out the sights, and really not allowing Phoenix anywhere near. They've only had to play one afterplant.
They really only have, and nearly holding that real edge there on banana. It's just been so efficient, and the indecision has been eating at Phoenix. They have to pick it up. They have to get together. All that momentum from the Mirage round has evaporated here, and 7PM, they only need themselves 10 more before they punch that ticket to DreamHack.
And that is saying something. You're going to see the AKs. There is the Galil for Decorgez. They've got a little bit of utility here, Phoenix, but they really need to start finding some rounds. Again, 3 towards B early on. The banana push looking like it's going to come through once again for 7PM. The early utility to try and lock this T side out of that crucial side of the map.
Phoenix had so much variance on Mirage, but this time around it's just a lot of singles-minded strategies. Hefo and Leo going to get taken down. It's a trade for Mish, but this is the best chance that Phoenix have had.
Nice 2-for-1 at top banana. The Molotov buys a little bit of time for Shimley, but that does drag the rotation away from the A bomb site, and you can see the bomb already making its way up middle. This time Phoenix have brought it with them, and it looks like they're going to try for this execute in towards A. The rotation from Hazel just about going to buy time for MN, who is holding for the apartments push for the time being.
It's all going to be on MN to try and hang on to that one. It looks like they make their way through short. That's going to be one tap on to Decorgez. Hazel needs to hold this as well. 2v2, they managed to do it. Kohaibi's taken out before they can bring Aurel to this party. It's down to just the duo.
Could still opt to rotate round through the speedway towards the B bomb site, and it looks like that is the call for the T side. Does Shimley have any idea that this push is going to come through? Hazel must be making the call surely, and yes, that is such an intelligent play from Shimley, hiding in towards Dark. She's going to buy time, wait for that bomb to go down. There isn't time for them to do too much with this plant. Just look to gun them down as they desperately try and get that plant on site.
Trying to sweep around, but looks like play through banana. They managed to take down Shimley. This will be the plant, and a 2v2 is going to be the retake scenario. Up through banana the peak there. MN getting tapped down. Hazel turns it on. It's a 1v1.
Picks up the AK-47 as well, giving herself the most chance to clutch this round. Alel playing towards the back of Coffins, looking to buy as much time as she can, and Hazel, so many angles to clear on this site. Very limited utility to do so, jumping onto the second boxes. Surely the peak will come in. Alel will secure it. Phoenix, they start their T side off on Inferno, finally getting around.
It took them 7, but they managed to notch one on the scoreboard, and that will be a sigh of relief from the Phoenix side. You can hear a giddy cheer coming up. Alel does have that AK save. They've got a little bit of money to work with, but it will be a forced buy scenario.
And look at the cash again for 7PM. Those 6 rounds, so many players kept alive. They're finally going to bring the AWP out onto Hazel. Rifles for the remainder of the team, and they've still got 6K on most of their players. So much cash left in the bank as the buy a little bit lackluster for Phoenix. Short on the utility. Decorgez on the Galil, not the ideal scenario.
They're going to look for a rush up banana once again. That has been the default call here from Phoenix, but it looks like it might just be a feint. They've left the bomb behind again. This is looking like the other rounds. They won that last one by the skin of their teeth, but they need to string a few more together.
Just starting to take that gradual map control. This is much more like it on the T side of Inferno. Gradually getting the information, baiting the smokes out from HFO. The bomb's been retrieved, so exactly the start Phoenix would have been hoping for. Is they're just splitting for the time being, playing for information.
Spray through the smoke here. Aurel hoping she can find a stray shot one way or the other. And it looks like the rest of the T's are converging over here by brackets.
Boost from the CT side, trying to get over the top of that mid-B smoke if it comes in. Smoking off CT, a very viable option for the T side, but that smoke offers up a counter. Boosted up on the top as bracket control is established, but Phoenix, they're not committed to either side just yet.
And 7PM do have the better numbers over at the A site right at this minute. They're utilizing so many of these angles so efficiently at the moment. You take a look at that pit control coming in for Leo.
Has been an area of the map that has been a consistent issue for Phoenix so far, but the fake will be towards A. Shimmerly and HFO. If HFO's still up on the boost, that could be absolutely crucial, as this hit is going to head towards the B-bomb site. The rotations will be a little bit slow from 7PM. They haven't got much presence here. It's going to be down to these two players to really hit their shots.
And now they know the execution is coming through. Shimley needs to make it happen, and so does Hefo. The spray through. They managed to take down 3 in the trade. The bomb plant's got to come in now as the rest of the CTs are moving, and Shimley has yet to reveal herself as she takes the shot. Manages to find Arel. The bomb's down. It's traded back, but 7PM have the numbers to make it work.
And they instantly find themselves another round as well, and almost immediately a fight back. HFO opts to drop down off that CT boost, but the flashbang blinds absolutely everybody. Nobody on Phoenix playing that anti-flash roll, so all too easy for HFO to gun down 3, and that's just the round secured, as we will see Shimmerly picking up the P90.
It's happened a couple of times, and it happens again in this event, but the buy is a lot worse on the Phoenix side. You look at that, it's all going to be pistols, the CZ for Kohibi.
Is one of those maps where pistols can be brutally effective. The veterans of CS will remember happy, as it's going to be the mid-rush coming in, but Shimmerly, the MAC-10, the nades, the MAC-10, the P90 and the nades. Alel's able to find one, but it's a mop-up job for the rest of 7PM. Fully blinded, damage still coming through onto Kohibi, as MN is just cleaning up house here.
Just looking for Kohibi, the final shot, 12 HP. All she's got to work with, there is at least one trade back, a tiny bit of economic damage done, but 7PM clean up. A big cheer from the Chinese side, 8-1 here on Inferno.
And the issue at this point for Phoenix is the economy is not 7PM's issue. They have so much cash left in the bank. They only care about one thing, and that's getting rounds. You can see them pushing very aggressively, getting that information, not worried about dropping the P90 or even an M4 at all. The buy just about going to be in for Phoenix, but so much cash in the bank for 7PM.
Heavy investment on Phoenix to try and get it. Looks like they do grab themselves an AWP here for Alel, but there's limited amounts of utility to work with. It's on everybody else. Let's see what they can get done here. As the push comes up, it's a split. Looking at the edge of Banana, not going to take it just yet. That opening scope is not going to find its target.
Hazel just missing the initial pick. Good nade damage to start things off though. Mitch down to 31 HP from that nade stack down middle. You saw Leo and MN lining it up to open things up.
Duels, here we go.
Here we go. Hazel has to hit the shot, and she knows it. Aurel's going to pop flash in for the AWPer, but not quite able to get the pick just yet. As falling back, Hazel takes up a new angle into CT.
Information is the name of the game. 7PM just need to hold off the line. Phoenix, they're the ones who have to make the move. A big spread out as they've left the bomb at the edge of Banana. And T-Ramp. Moving in, here comes the nade.
Oh, that Molotov buys so much time again. 7PM, they're just playing a time gain here. They've seen that Phoenix seem to be a little bit rushed on their T side as they're trying to peek out of mid. The boost up for Leo, she will get the first, but now her position's known somehow. Shimmerly supports, and they manage to get a second frag, and the damage is still there. Alel's down to 6.
And all of a sudden, Phoenix's split is going to cost them dearly. They were trying to push slowly up to Banana, and they realize they've got no more backup at this point, going to pick the bomb up. But where will they head?
Looks like they have to try and hit the A-bomb site here. Decorgez has already given the game up in towards the apartments, and there's so much presence here for the CT side. Decorgez with the nade will open things up, so opportunity perhaps as the short control comes through. The push is already making its way out, diving out of the apartments.
Looking for one. No, they can't quite do it, and this is the chance. Phoenix are so low, there's huge tags here, but the CTs aren't in a position. The bomb plant goes down.
What an opportunity here for Phoenix. They have so many tags to work with. This Molotov could do it all. If that's a nice lineup, I don't actually know where that one lands, but this could be crucial here. So many players on low HP on the site.
And there's the back away, the spread. They can feel the heat there, and it's going to get 2 kills. Arel getting sprayed down, and it's going to be all down to Alel, and she cannot do it. 7PM coming in with the 9th.
Hazel playing such intelligence, yes. Switching to the USPS, knows the player is low, and hitting that shot on the move so much easier with the pistols. 9-1 the scoreline by the skin on their teeth. 7PM, they secure another one, but of course the economy's not their issue. They're 9 rounds up. They've got so much cash in the bank. They don't care if they lose 4 players. It's a completely different story for Phoenix.
The double digits are looming right now. 7PM.female looking to go up to that number if Phoenix can't stop them here. The buy comes out once more. It's a full AK spread. They managed to get enough thanks to that max loss bonus. But Decorgez, yep, at the last second is able to pick up the AK. They will have enough utility, but they need to put it to use.
And Hazel is finally starting to show up on that AWP in a big way, finding a lot of proactive picks as, again, a passive hold to start things off from Phoenix. They really haven't been interested in taking too much map control whatsoever. That mid to late take seems to be their speciality, but it's not working out so far. A little bit of a faster play towards the bracket. Spam through the smoke, not going to connect for too much as MN takes a little bit of splash damage.
Phoenix always sniffing hopefully at Banana, but they might have to change things up for the time being. There's a pretty heavy presence, though, on the A site as Kohibi and Alel will find out soon enough if they push too far forward. There's that peek around. Shimley does get taken down by Kohibi on the AK. Here's the chance, looking for the Banana rotate, but they actually back out of it.
It's a shame. They could have split towards the B bomb site here, and I think they might still be thinking about it. Leo could get so much information peeking wide on this. Spots out Kohibi, and that is the call. You can see MN reacting to it by covering Speedway and starting to get that information in towards CT. This round is all over the place, though. MN has no idea. Can't hit the shot. Alel takes her down.
This is going to be the B-plant situation unless Hefo can hold the line miraculously, getting that smoke out here. And here come the rest of the T, splitting from 2 angles. Hefo goes down, does tag Mish, but that is all she's got. And Phoenix will crucially get the bomb plant down, should be able to secure this round.
7PM surely just going to save those 2 rifles. They have cash behind them, but 2 versus 5. The retake onto the B-bomb site is not going to be a reality, and we will see 7PM, the 2 remaining players, making their way in towards T-spawn. Hazel just going to look for a little bit of exit damage towards the T-ramp with that AWP.
If anybody checks into that, they can bet your bottom dollar they're going to get taken out, and it looks like nowhere near it. Way, way back over on A.
Phoenix, they have to keep all 5 rifles alive here. They need to build themselves a half of CS. They have struggled to get into this on the T side. They've managed to grab a couple of rounds, isolated positions, and from here they really have to build themselves a half. 5 is the minimum. 6 would be a start, and they've got to build. Their T sides look so good on Mirage, and here on Inferno, it's a completely different story.
That is true. You can tell the difference in how familiar they are, or at least how comfortable they are on the map, and the pause will come in. You have to think this is, actually, it could be either way, but I think it's going to be a 7 PM one. Try to disrupt the momentum Phoenix have built.
I could understand that exactly. I think Phoenix, they do have the potential just to discuss the scenario here, start to build themselves up a plan for the remainder of the half. They've started to isolate some fights, but indeed it is 7 PM. They're just going to be trying to arrest that momentum, give themselves a break. They're 9-2 up. If they can steal a few more rounds on the CT side, this one could be all but done.
That's all they need to do. Going into the half, double digits, that's one of the better scenarios you can hope for here, and they're so close to doing it. So far, Phoenix have only managed to put together a couple of rounds through some really creative play for themselves. One was an absolute desperation maneuver. That one that we just saw was a great split. But how many times can they do that?
There's a limited scope for opportunity in any of these scenarios, and the buy will be very strong again for 7 PM. They've got so many nades to work with. Their CT side has been absolutely stellar so far. Looks like it is going to be that banana take once more coming through from Phoenix, and it's such an important area of the map. It's interesting to see. We've only really heard of aggression from 7 PM as Hazel just goes for the straight mid-peak. Why not?
Frag. It does work sometimes, and it's always worth it. Hazel, as you mentioned, really starting to show up on this op, and this is why she gets so many accolades for that. Banana control established for Phoenix, but with the player down, this isn't going to be an easy take. Shimley waiting around.
Really struggling to get anything going. Kohibi
They
just
love that spot
it.
between first and second oranges here.
Yeah, it's such a useful position. The Molotov's not coming through at all from Phoenix to really flush anybody out from that B bomb site on the CT side, and that's allowing these multi-kills to come through for 7 PM. They're just being gifted opportunity. There's no pressure on them from Phoenix. There's no utility really forcing them out all that often, and 5 versus 4, this is looking rough indeed. The bomb's still all the way back down in the T ramp, and Phoenix don't have a lot to work with.
They need to get a trade kill before they can force anything at this point. And they don't have the information to work with. Molotov does go down, locking Aurel out. Not that you would want to peek into that site without any backup. But the bomb is picked up. It's sitting in the back of Banana, or the mid, rather.
The one thing Phoenix have done here is they've kept the CT side complacent. They've kept them stuck on that A bomb site. There's only going to be 2 players here. It's HFO and Shimley again to try and lock this down. The bomb's coming, but Hazel is coming as well. The smoke from CT will keep her out for a while, but she's got utility flashes, buying time.
There's the execution. Hefo going to get dropped down immediately. There's the chance, equalizing kill on Amish here as the bomb gets dropped. They need to go back and pick this one up, and Decorgez can't buy enough time as MN sprays her down. This is going to be a 2v4. Might be able to get the bomb plant. Shimley going down.
7PM bought that fake as well. They rotated onto A, so 3 versus 2. They've got to fully retake this B bomb site. It looked for a second like Phoenix wouldn't even get the bomb down, but there's a little bit of time to work with here. 7PM starting their retake. They do have a defuse kit on Hazel, making their way into construction. Kohibi locking it down for the time being. Will get the first shot. There's no trade available yet. Leo walks right into the crosshairs. Kohibi, it's all down to Hazel on the AWP. Struggled in the second map, and Aurel will take it. Phoenix, they start to build their half on the T side of Inferno.
At just about time, 3 wins, 2 of them stacked together. They save a good number and even manage to pick up that AWP, which they'll toss over to DCorgez, have enough money to work with. All those loss bonuses have been coming through. And now Phoenix, they have something to build off for the first time on this map.
And they need to start building themselves some rounds as well. You need a good T-sided half. Inferno is a map that can go either way, and I mean, the buy is still very, very strong for 7PM. They are actually going to drop down onto the MP5 on Leo, but besides that, they've still got the AWP on Hazel, and she's been having a good half.
That's true. If they get wiped out again, this could be another story before the half. That first scope peek not going to find its target here as Hazel backing away from the mid of Banana. MN does get tapped up on the nade.
Just looking for a speculative wall bang through the half wall there. Not going to be finding anything for the time being. Hazel forced back onto the B-bomb site, choosing to play around the coffins. And again, it's a very slow, very measured take from Phoenix. They've got that banana control. They're starting to probe in towards the apartments just to see what they can find.
Yeah, they do leave the bomb behind once again. It looks like they will send Mish back to go grab it. And they execute. If they do want to mix it up, committing towards A, that would be different this time around. But there's still that heavy presence from 7PM. Hard to dislodge.
3 players, and they haven't done anything to force a rotation towards B whatsoever, so there's still going to be 3 CT faces here, and Mini Pit and Pit, such a strong setup there. Isn't a Molotov available for Phoenix to try and flush this one out as DCorgez takes a ton of early damage. They are pushing up, but this is such a strong crossfire. The nade does the work. They find the second.
Kohibi does go down, but this is enough to take it. They've actually eliminated everybody but Hefo and Hazel, who are going to be rapidly rotating to A site. Maybe not. They might just want to go for a save. They don't have much economics to work with.
They've finally broken the economy of 7PM, so the 2 rifle save having to come in, and Phoenix finally starting to make something of this. That execute onto the A bomb site. Good use of the utility across the board. The nade stack finding a frag, and then Leo on the MP5 just not quite connecting with her shots.
3 on the board. They have 3 in a row coming up after this. Phoenix have managed to start taking it back for themselves on Inferno, building the momentum. We know this team tends to be good on the comeback. They will save 4 of their rifles as well.
We'll have to wait and see what they can achieve here. They are going to have a strong buy towards the end of the half. They've got enough cash to keep going, and you can see it's a very different story on 7PM Female. They built themselves up a good bank, but it's all gone now. The string, 3 rounds in a row for Phoenix, has decimated that CT economy. They're going to be able to buy, but it's not going to be great.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go on too many shopping sprees and don't deliver here. Phoenix, they have themselves a great buy as well. AKs across the board. Alel has her hands on the AWP, and we'll see what she can do with it here.
Once again, 7PM, pistol rounds. I don't trust them. They have the AWP on Hazel. They have the saved M4 for HFO. And the remainder of the team have 5.7s. We've seen what they can do with these pistols. Could they pull off a miracle here? As again, this is the nade stack towards Banana.
Heavy commitment on B right now. Smoke does come through. They know that Phoenix do like to play this angle consistently.
The nade not quite connecting, though. It's a little bit unfortunate. They invest $1,200 for 4 nades to throw down Banana, but don't quite time it correctly, so no damage to be found just yet, as DCorgez is sent on an exploration mission towards the apartments.
It's a pretty big split out here for 7PM. They just want to stop the bleeding before the half happens. If they can get a 10th round, they'll still be feeling pretty confident. Well, at least double what Phoenix are able to deliver in that particular instance, but Phoenix, they string 2 more together. This looks a lot more manageable at the halftime.
And they do have a lot of map control to work with. They have that top banana area. They have the apartments. The rifles currently split between the sites. Hazel towards B with that AWP. The M4 of HFO in the pit. And that might be a missed call. We've seen Phoenix consistently nading into the pit once they have that utility out. So an awkward situation for the CET side to find themselves in as bracket control is established by Phoenix. They're starting to make their play. Bomb retrieved.
Let's see where it goes. It looks like there is that commitment towards A so far, keeping the presence of Aurel over at the top of Banana just to make sure that Hazel and MN aren't going to be fooled. And this is a big wraparound now. Look at Kohibi's positioning as they go in. Shimley takes some entry damage. Hefo gets eliminated, and the CTs just bail out.
The rifle was eliminated immediately, and they're looking for the retake here as the bomb will go down on that bomb site, excuse me, and this is an awkward situation to be in. Shimmerly desperate to cut out one of these rotations. She spotted Aurel. She's playing this so intelligently, waiting for the set headshot. Misses the shot, misses the second. Aurel spins, and that could be it. Kohaibi takes down the head of NN, and that is the end of the round, surely.
You have to hit those shots if you want the retake. Phoenix, that might have just bought them number 5. The bomb is down. Hazel and Leo not even going to be able to save. Leo gets tapped through the wall.
Hazel wants nothing more to do with that situation. She has watched her team fall down around her, and she will be conceding a 5th round to a Phoenix side who I didn't think would get this far.
Trying to get that tap. Kohaibi does go down, but they've still got plenty of money to work with here. Hazel still a threat, even solo at the moment, looking to guard the angle of that door. Taking down Aurel. Still, though, the bomb going to blow, and that's going to be Phoenix taking the round. Singaporean fans breathing a sigh of relief.
They're desperate to get rid of that AWP as well, but not quite enough, not able to find it. So it will be a buy coming in. They will be able to get that AWP out the CT side of 7PM, but look at the situation for Phoenix. They are making a spirited comeback in this first half.
That they are, and it looked so rough right now, but this is exactly what Phoenix can do when their backs are against the wall. 9-6 wouldn't be too bad considering how this one started, getting out of hand quickly. And Phoenix on the CT side, we've seen what they can do as well.
This is the round. This is the one that really sets you up for the second half. Everybody's got all of their rifles. The boost coming in from the CT side. That's just to try and get the pick on the AWP, but Alel not interested, not taking any kind of a peek. She doesn't want to give up the opening advantage to 7PM as Deep Smoke will keep Kohaibi away from the bracket area for now. As again, Phoenix, they're getting very easy control of top banana.
Yeah, it tends to be the case when 7PM are going to sit back on the B site instead, so it means that they have limited information about what Phoenix's movements will be. They've split their attention the last few rounds pretty evenly between the A and B bomb sites.
Not looking to get aggressive is an interesting call from a 7PM side who we've seen consistently pushing for information. Normally,
not the same overpass play for sure.
Normally on Inferno, you would see these CT sides being proactive. You can retake banana with a few nades and really be efficient with it, but not the case this time. 7PM willing to sit back, willing to let Phoenix execute into them, and it's not working out towards the end of this half.
Just trying to keep 7PM locked in, selling this performance right now. Shimmerly and Hefo keeping sights on B, and both of them actually between oranges.
Boosting up on second oranges, giving themselves a little bit of room to maneuver as now it looks like Phoenix are going to try and hit this B bomb site. Plenty of presence for the CT side. The boost is good, but the spray isn't. Not quite connecting. Aurel will take down the first, and it's all down to Shimmerly as Hazel does get one towards B, but that is it. Shimmerly is taken down, and now 3 versus 3. There's no point saving. 19 seconds left. It's going to be a retake of this B bomb site.
Keeping the scopes up right now. Through the smoke, there was a small gap, but you can't get him if you can't hit him. And that's going to be the plant down. Phoenix 3v3, ops in hand both ways.
Hazel desperately looking to new boxes for a peek, but nobody home for Phoenix. Decorguez up on the boost towards Dark, and such a nice angle to work with as well. 7PM, they've got to walk right into the crosshairs here at the
Timing
T side.
of Coffins.
Ooh, MN gets the first, but the trades are through, and MN's actually doing it straight up.
That is what 7PM needed to try and arrest that momentum. 10-5 will be the halftime score.
How have they pulled that one off? Tags onto absolutely everybody, but the frags just about going the way of the CT side of 7PM. They really struggled towards the end of that half, but they just about cling on to double digits.
That they do, but it's crucially when they got it right at the end there, because that makes all the difference. 9-6 and 10-5 are two very different scores.
Two very different ball games indeed. And I mean, if 7PM, if they take this pistol round, things are going to look very, very rough for the opponents. It's just 7PM are just looking so good on Inferno.
That they are. Started to get a little more swagger back after losing control of a couple of rounds, and economics, everything will all reset here as the switch over from the sides. I want to see what they can do on the T. If they mix things up, we saw them do it on their first run of Mirage. Here's the replays. Aurel starting off with a pretty good flick there.
Some really nice shots coming out from Phoenix, but they just weren't able to get into the sites as efficiently as you should be on the T side of Inferno. We saw 7PM playing so passively.
At least Hazel, she's really heating up with that off, but not the only one that's doing it right now. Just not enough. MN really coming into clean house from Coffins. Brilliant playing, and that's what allowed them to secure that half. We switch it back up, and here's this pistol round. This will be critical to establish how the rest of this game is going to go.
Phoenix need a strong start on the CT side here. They need to start feeling it very early on in this series. MN picks up the smoke, a couple of flashbangs to work with as well. There's room to maneuver here, as it's going to be an early nade stack towards Banana. They're looking to stop this one at the source, and a huge amount of damage comes out.
Oh dear.
Straight through. Shimmerly not able to connect with the shot. The flashes are keeping the CT side alive, but somehow the trades.
This is going to be just enough for Phoenix, you would hope, but it turns around 2v2. Absolute carnage up through Banana, and they're in a position to get the plant.
A team kill and a team kill, and she collatted the CT player through her teammate for the death.
Sometimes it's a worthwhile sacrifice. Hold still, I'm going to shoot straight through you.
2 versus 2 now. Kohaibi and Alel, they're holding this down. The damage is done as well.
Alel and Kohaibi, they just need to prevent this plant from happening. Leo and Hazel both way too low for this. A minute to work with. There's plenty of time. Ooh. But the tags, they just keep getting lower and lower, but they've managed to delete Alel. 1v2 now with Kohaibi trying to get that shot. One takes the bomb out.
She knows where the last player is. Not quite able to connect. Leo playing the new boxes, trying to buy time. What a headshot!
Brilliant job as Kohaibi will get the defuse off. And that's the start of something for Phoenix.
That is exactly what they needed. Kohaibi taking advantage of the low HP. 2 versus 1, clutching out that retake on the B-bomb site. Doesn't even need the defuse kit, but will go grab it and save it. 10-6.
If there is anyone you would rather be alive last on the likes of Phoenix, it's got to be Kohaibi. So many times she's gone huge when the odds have been against her. The buy will come in. SMGs across the board. A FAMAS in the hands of Alel.
Such an impressive performance there from Kohaibi. She's really been stepping up. Joint top fragger at the moment for Phoenix, and that is exactly the start they needed. Just need to hold this one down now as the P250s come out for 7PM.
It is interesting you mentioned that with the difference on kills. You can see 7PM really stacking it up. Hazel on 17, Leo and Shimmerly at 15 apiece. Only Hifo's below 10 on the mark right now. Here's the fan out from 7PM. Much more cautious, and it looks like Phoenix are the ones that look to establish first banana control.
And it's an understandable call. When you've got those SMGs, you want to get up close and personal, and the smoke will allow them to do just that. They're going to boost up onto the half wall, get the information, and play from there. As 7PM, they're trying to wait for aggressions, but Phoenix playing so intelligently. They're not going to push anything. They're not going to walk into these pistols.
Yeah, they don't have to. It looks like 7PM will meet up over here at mid, looking to push into bracket. Oh, a couple of them actually going around the long way through stairs.
Making their way in towards the apartments. They're going to try and split this A-bomb site.
Kohaibi's going to be clutch here. She's going to have to be.
M4 at range is going to do so much work as the push comes out.
That's one. Duck back behind the cover. Information given. After the head tap, MN, Hifo, Hazel, all gone. And it's just down to Leo to pick this bomb up and try to be a hero. Not going to be the case. She does manage to knock down one, but it's not enough. Phoenix take another round.
Kohaibi with the spray down, quad kill, all headshots. Can't ask much more of that M4 in this scenario. 10-7 the scoreline. Couple of kills for Leo towards the end, making it a little bit more expensive for the CT side, as we will see the full buy coming in for 7PM, looking to set themselves up on the T side.
Oh, this will be that first highlight. The duck back behind from Kohaibi. And man, she got a lot done before she was eliminated.
Can't ask for much more than that. The only M4 in that second round buy, but you can see it's still not a great position economically for Phoenix. They've forced to get the Swag 7 out onto D. Corgez. It's a couple of FAMASs, couple of M4s. It's full AKs for the T side.
Well, this is where 7PM can look to take control here, a bit more aggressive pushing. They take the bomb a lot earlier than Phoenix have done, but they will drop it back off and look to establish banana control.
Standard early round stuff, clearing out the sandbags, clearing out wood, making sure you have banana locked down. Aurel and Mitch look like they are not even remotely interested in retaking banana. Very passive positions, very passive holds. Same as we saw in the first half. An interesting way to play the CT side, an interesting approach as 7PM they're starting to execute.
Try to give them a taste of their own medicine for sure. That jiggle peek coming out there just to make sure they can't check out as easily from Mish. Not finding it, flash coming in. And there's the smoke play. This is going to be that execution, but it's not going to be fully committed. They just want to make the play and not get the bomb down just yet. They want the eliminations. Unfortunately, Leo buys it from Aurel's FAMAS, and so does Shimmerly and Hazel. They walk right into it.
That is not how they would have envisioned that round going. 7PM. Aurel just staying alive in the sandwich, getting so much work done. Kohaibi will be taken down by HFO, so a little bit of a consolation prize, but so many players kept alive. 4 versus 2, and the bomb is only just being retrieved.
They're going to make a play towards A at this point. Hifo and MN are going to try to salvage something out of this round. Speaking of salvage, that AK was picked up by Aurel.
The rotation was pretty heavy from the CT side, but they've just backed off of that scenario. You can see HFO and MM, they can't throw much utility. That gives away the position, gives away the play. The footsteps will be heard, though, and Alel tight on the angle. Gets the first trade, is there for HFO, but now on low HP. The Swag 7 of D Cortez on the site is going to do so much work. The bomb plant looking to go down. The Swag 7's out. The shot is in. The shotgun works. 10-8 the scoreline. Phoenix, they're making it happen.
One shot, one kill. DeCorguez trades in that Swag 7 for an AK. The match will get paused, and if there's ever a way to BM the end of a round, that's it.
Getting that Swag 7 out always feels good, and if you're 7PM, you've got to be wondering what's happening here. You looked so good on the CT side, desperately trying to book yourselves a place at DreamHack Valencia, and now it's slipping away from you.
Yeah, at a neutral map, too. Starting to lose control of this one. If they let Phoenix go up into the double digits to tie them up, all of a sudden, we might be looking at potentially an overtime scenario, or even worse for 7PM to drop down and have to play later today for a second chance.
That would be awful. I think an overtime would be the least that this series deserves. What a game and what a series of Counter-Strike we've seen.
We have gone so far. 16-14 on Overpass to recap, and it turned a little sideways on Mirage. Well, Phoenix managed to get a much better advantage, but this game is going right down to the wire. 19th round coming in. Phoenix looking to pick up a 9th for themselves, and it should be a little easier to do with the half-buy coming through. CZ in the hands of Hazel.
P250s for the rest of the team as they're going to rush for the fast play in towards the apartments. Boost up on top of the hut coming through, and it's going to be fast straight through mid.
Smokes down. That actually helps out the T side, but Molotov coming through here, and they're going to be rushing possibly up all the way over in to the A side through long, and the elimination comes in onto DeCorguez first. Alel turns it around. Kohaibe, the trades coming left, right, and center. A 2v3, and Hazel's managed to salvage an M4A1.
This is what we wanted to see from 7PM, making those P250s and CZ sing. It's these two rifles trying to retake the A bomb site, and they're running out of utility to do it. Two AKs, well, an AK and an M4 recovered. The rifles finally in the hands of 7PM. Will this be the jump start that their T side needs? The retake going to come through, but a really awkward spot to be in.
7PM, when in doubt, rush it out. Aurel getting head tapped, so is Mish, and that's going to be the 11th.
That is exactly what 7PM needed. Their T side had really stalled, not seen anything coming for them just yet, but the P250s come out, they fall back to what they know. The aim is insane, and the fast long take just catches Phoenix completely off guard.
They were not expecting that one. Nobody on Inferno has rushed a fast long just yet. Everybody's looked at banana, everybody's looked at short, but that is the route less taken, and now Phoenix are going to have to get some momentum back.
Again, DeCorguez with the Swag 7.
She likes that gun, man.
Looking to add insult to injury here. It will be pistols for the remainder of the CT side to try and stop this. 7PM playing very passively in the early round.
No full armor either for Phoenix. They're definitely in a pretty economically minded situation. Going to try to take an advanced position here is Kohaibe. Waiting around patio. This is not going to be the easiest defense, and you can see Phoenix hesitant to really push too deep into banana. This might be the 7PM commit, though.
Shimmerly just taking control of banana. This is very cautious so far from the T side. Aurel going for a peek, almost gets taken down, and the nade will do it.
Shimley tapped really closely there, and this is the information game Phoenix need to get going at the moment. Aurel's going to get tagged down, and there's not much Phoenix can do as 7PM swarm onto the site.
These pistols not doing it for Phoenix in the same way they did for 7PM. This plant going to come through, and 5 versus 3 retake onto the B bomb site without any utility and very limited firepower is going to be all but impossible for the CT side, and I think they've just resigned themselves to exit frags here.
That's got to be the story right now. Considering they haven't got much in the way of the bank, they need to be able to start picking up some of these big guns. That's why you see this half-buy situation coming through, but it will be a 12th round here for 7PM.
Stretching that lead to 3, just 4 rounds away from booking themselves a spot at DreamHack Valencia, and what more can Phoenix bring? They looked so promising on the start of that CT side, but now 7PM, they're starting to string a few rounds together, keeping 5 players alive, building that economy once more.
Lost track of how many times we said it, but truly is a game of inches. This series has gone all the way. Can it go the distance? Phoenix, they need another round back together here. The bomb will blow. That's 12-8.
They need to get something started on their CT side of Inferno here, Phoenix. Perhaps a banana take would be the call, and the pause will come in. A little bit of discussion for Phoenix to try and work out how they're going to make a play, how they're going to make a name for themselves on Inferno, because so far it's all been relatively quiet in the Phoenix camp.
That it has. You see it's still relatively quiet on this team. Stretching out, limbering up. Not a lot of discussion happening on Phoenix. A little bit of words from the coach. That's about it right now. They know what they have to do.
They know they need to take this matchup, and it's such an awkward position to be in. When you're down by 4, the economy really isn't that established on the CT side. You're not looking at the best buy in the world on the CT side of Inferno. You will get the rifles out. You will have some utility to back them up, but you know your opponents are just accelerating into this second half and really accelerating their way towards a victory. You need to pull something special out of the bag, and DreamHack is going to try it with the Swag 7 once again.
It's all she had her hands on right now and no money to really work with. The rest of the team does manage to get some rifles. Some utility comes through. They're going to have to use it pretty heavily as both Mish and Aurel look to set up here, guarding on Banana. Forward position from Phoenix over at Bracket.
Here we go. This is Phoenix trying to lock onto Banana. They're trying to hold it down. The deep smoke comes through for Shimmerly. Oh, she gives away a position with the spray. That could be key. You can see Phoenix, they still want to contest it. They are still looking to push that area of the map. All the while, apartments control being established by 7PM, and this push is everything. Aurel can't be taken down here, and Shimmerly's got a number.
Got the spray. It looks like she has the out execution. It's a trade back immediately. 1 for 1, and meanwhile, the same thing happens at Banana.
And this is a little bit awkward now for Phoenix. They've only got one more player towards that B-bomb site. The Molotov will force Kohibi wide, and she's trying to take out that boiler player, but the smoke's covering HFO so perfectly. This is really nice team play from 7PM. Hot flash to try and isolate long. Not going to take any fights. Alel falling back in towards the archway. This push is key for 7PM. 4v4. Can they make it happen?
Alel needs to stop this right now. She just sprays into the smoke, only tagging on to MN here, and the rotation comes through. It is going to be that long take on A. The rest of the CTs have to respond. Hazel and Hefo do get lit up, but they manage to take down Kohibi.
Decorget's still getting work done. Only one with the shotgun, though, and Alel is on just 16 HP. 3 versus 2. This retake is looking almost impossible, and indeed it is. The save coming through from Phoenix.
They do not have money to work with. They can't afford to give up either of these rifles, so that will be the round given up instead. And 7PM pull within 3 of punching their ticket to DreamHack.
What a half this is, and 7PM, they are just building that cash. They're keeping so many players alive. Any success they have is just doubled by the fact they keep so many rifles on the board. They keep so much cash.
And this is why we've seen 7PM not lose a series yet. They are 3-0. Dropping maps, of course, but still picking it up at the end of the day. The bomb will blow 13 on the scoreboard.
3 more for 7PM, and Phoenix, they're in need of a miracle here. They really would be a rise from the ashes if they can make it happen. So much cash. The full buy is going to be incredibly strong from 7PM. Not the same story at all for Phoenix. They have no cash at all.
They keep investing in all the utility. They know they have to. This is a very expensive map to work with, and it just keeps them on the short buys.
Decorget's 2,650. She's only had a max 7 for the past 2 rounds, and she's still got no money. Pistols, the force buy coming up down to about that 2K mark across the board. Of course she does. Why not?
I mean, it's desperation, but if you can make it work, you can make it work. Phoenix still taking up the same positions here. 2 guarding Banana. And they will back away into B site.
Again, the passive control from the CT side, not looking to be proactive towards that banana area, not looking to go for those opening picks. The boost comes up onto the new boxes to give them a slightly different angle to work with. The double peek can come through from that position, but 7PM, they could still execute either way. They have that presence in towards the apartments, waiting for the pick, but it looks like it will be the B hit. Bomb still on the T ramp for the time being, but it is going to be recovered.
7PM can afford to take their time on this one. Not even going to try and fake anyone out on the Phoenix side. Phoenix just have not moved from their spread. And they've backed their 2 defenders on B. All the way into that corner. And the Molotov comes out. It actually tags heavily onto Misha. Rel gets eliminated on the entry, and 7PM just burst down the door to B site.
Doing simple things perfectly. The utility flushing out those pistols, and again, it's got to be the save. There's still 2 rifles in the hands of Phoenix. If they keep them alive, they have an opportunity, but it will put 7PM within 2 rounds of winning this best-of-3 matchup, forcing Phoenix into that lower bracket, and they're going to have to play so much more CS if they want another shot of Valencia. They have to start winning some rounds.
Phoenix on the ropes here if they can recover. They've just been fooled far too many times. 7PM just have these dynamic strats down pat, and they know they can rush. They know they always have a money advantage, and it's going to continue building here. Desperation mounting on the Phoenix members.
They're just not finding anything on their CT side. They're sitting back, playing so passively, waiting for 7PM to come for them. But when they do, 7PM are hitting the shots, and Phoenix just not able to find the frags. They do keep some rifles alive. It will mean they get a buy into this next round, but they don't need buys, they need rounds.
That they do, falling to 6 behind here. This is starting to look a little bit more like the first time these two teams met. It was a long time ago, it seems. As the match pause comes in, Phoenix will have a lot to say here. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of words left, though.
Looks like they've run out of options. They're really looking a little bit desolate here. Struggling to come up with the words, I'd imagine, trying to come up with that strategy that will break 7PM, but they are just looking so much better on Inferno. They look like they know this map like the back of their hand. The executes are so well timed. The aggressions are perfect.
And this is why 7PM have not dropped a series. They just have the better execution. It seemed really close. That Overpass map, it was 16-14. It does not get closer than that short of overtime. Things started to turn Phoenix's way on Mirage, but this is a bigger deficit than 7PM we're facing in that case. And here we go, 7PM looking to put this one to match point.
The AWP has come out onto Alel, still the Max 7 onto Decorgez as Alel does go for the early peek, catches the frag. That is exactly how Phoenix needed to start this round.
Without Shimley, this is going to be a harder push here. And man, spraying a little bit through that wall, and let's see what 7PM do instead. They've taken B pretty consistently, a couple of wraparounds on A long, but now they are sniffing for the A play.
Just looking for that information. Slight tag onto Decorgez, but it's a nice long short split coming out from Kohibi and Mish. They've got that control, and now as the push comes out, the flashbang blinds the player, but Mish has still got the frag, so 5 versus 3 now. This is looking good for Phoenix. They're starting to build themselves around.
This is what they need. Still have to finish executing, though, for the time being. Hifo moving through the smoke, has a Molotov, throws this one out. Decorgez does not blink.
Just going to sit there with that Mag 7. Sit and wait. Wait for them to walk into you. Looks like 7PM might be keeping Decorgez away from the frags a little while longer, though. They're starting to make their way up Banana, where the AWP currently sits for Alel.
Not moving off that scope right now. She knows that the team will have to check through if they want to try and break into B, and Hazel might find it out the hard way. Well, turns back away. The timing, that could be huge.
So unfortunate. Alel is going to reset in towards Coffins, though, as Kohibi takes down the A flank. This has to be a B hit now. There is no more presence left for 7PM. They're going to walk right into the crosshairs. Alel gets the first. It's all on to Leo. 1 versus 5. Trying to make her way onto the site. She will take down one, but time's running out, and she's on so low HP. The AWP will hit the shot. Alel anchoring the round. The AWP finally comes out, and Phoenix get closer.
They don't lose much either. Only 1 on the side of Arel, which means their economy, which has been flagging for so long, will finally get a little bit healthier, and they are in a position to try and take a 10th, deny 7PM. There is life in this Singapore inside yet.
The only problem they've got is how much cash 7PM have built. They have 5 rifles. They still have between 4 and 7 grand. They are looking so flush right now. There are so many more buys left in this T side, and that means they can try reckless things. Start to try and catch the CT side off guard, as this time, same sort of Banana presence, actually going for the passive control of second mid.
Phoenix have to stay on their toes here. You can see Arel actually going far forward. Try and guard this one entrance to top Banana. Shimley firing through the smoke. Won't find anything. Bomb has been left behind still.
Nice rotation of the AWP as well. Alel making her way into the apartments where previously we've seen Decorgez, hoping that perhaps the shotgun will have baited 7PM into those peaks at range and where the AWP can really capitalize. And it looks like 7PM are going to be walking into it. They have that control towards bottom of mid, making their way through the underpass, and they might just hit A here.
Let's see if they can break out under bracket without getting shot in this crossfire. This is heavy defense here between the likes of Decorgez and Kohibi.
Utility just starting to run dry for the CT side, though. Kohibi using all those remaining flashbangs as now the push comes through. Kohibi.
The peak. Spray down. Hazel manages to get the better over here, and this is a chance for the T's to wrap around A long. It looks like they will commit 3 to it.
Fast flank coming in already from Banana, and this could cut the bomb out if they're not careful. Alel still alive in the apartments, gets a double, buying so much time. Decorgez spraying it down, will only get 1, but it's 3v2, and the bomb's not on site. It's flanking the AWP. Shimley will take her down. 2 versus 2 now. They have to get the bomb to site.
That they do, needing some money back. Well, they don't need money on the 7PM side, but what they do need is to pick up this round right now. Here comes Mish and Arel to try and close this one, but they've been locked out of the site for just a second. Bomb plant comes in. Shimley, the last one standing, and Phoenix managed to hang on.
Get themselves into double digits, just not quite the spray Shimley needed to find the frag and give herself an opportunity. Phoenix, they get themselves close. They're on 10. They're in the double digits now, and they're really starting to push 7PM the distance.
They save the op as well. Here's the replay coming through. Hazel with the outplay onto the check end. Alel managing to make some serious use of that op over at Apartments. Decorgez spray in the site. Buys just enough time for the rest of her team to come in.
You thought for a moment when that flank happened it was all going to be over, but the spray just not there from Shimley to finish things off. 2 versus 1, she doesn't quite have it. And it's an opportunity now for Phoenix.
But 7PM don't opt for the op once again.
It's an interesting call. I can understand it. They've looked to play fast as Alel goes for the peek down banana early on. Not going to spot anyone out. A little bit of a pre-fire, but no connection for the time being. And the CT side, they're bleeding a lot of utility early on.
I want to scare him off here. Hazel gets tapped a little bit. It looks like that was from Molotov. And once again, they're trying this crossfire cover between Kohybe and Mish.
Just trying to see what they can get early on. 7PM pushing for control. They're going to flash themselves through the smoke. Bomb looks like it's coming to B.
Is that going to be the commitment, though? We've seen 7PM switch it up at the last second before. They will drop the bomb out in Banana. Shimley opening up a little bit of pre-fire there, but the guard is through the top of Banana. This is going to be Alel trying to keep them away.
And I mean, you do have 2 of those Star Phoenix players on this B-bomb site. Alel and Aurel, the tongue twister duo themselves. The AWP, the M4, so much potential in this lockdown as 7PM still not committed to anything. They have a little bit of control towards bracket with the flashes, just trying to keep Kohybe a little bit interested, and she will start spraying MN, going for this pick, but won't find it. Kohybe takes her down, and that's the advantage that Phoenix might need here.
Now the bomb's going to get picked back up. It looks like they will try to push a little deeper into Banana, but this isn't a full commit. This is only a handful of players as they split their attention. Now getting up onto A long, trying for an elimination onto Kohybe, who's backed away into this corner. The spray's there. It's turned around. Alel, though, manages to find Shimley on the opposite side of the map, and this is a wonky setup, 3 versus 4.
And they've read the flank as well. Alel is covering the speedway, misses the initial shot, scopes out, and that's going to allow the push to come in. Has to hit that, can't do so, but Aurel is anchoring the site. Time is running out. HFO gets 1, but it's a 1 versus 3, and she's got to plant the bomb. 4 seconds left, she can't do it. Time is up. Phoenix, they are going to get themselves an 11th, and if they take down 7PM after time, it's going to get very awkward. HFO, though, anchors the AK.
Does manage to eliminate Decorgaz at the end of the round, but crucially, the AWP stays up, and there's still money to work with for Phoenix. They've been stacking rounds now for a little while. The pause comes in, and this time it's turned for the Chinese side to have some discussion about what's been going on.
They've just not been able to unlock that CT side as the second half develops. They've had so much room to move, so much freedom, and they just haven't been able to use it. Phoenix not opting to get aggressive anywhere in particular, not playing too proactively, just letting them walk into the crosshairs, and for the time being, it's working out for them.
Yes, it is. Discussion from the team leader, a little bit of back and forth here from the rest of 7PM. They know what Phoenix are capable of. They don't want to lose control of this one. They are so close to DreamHack, they can taste it. 3 is all they need. That's the magic number to put this one away. Their tournament, it's been a long ride. They've not lost a series just yet, and they don't want to start now.
They have the full buy again as well, but the money is finally starting to run out on the side of 7PM. All that cash they've built up is coming to an end
Still
here
AK
and now.
stack.
Mish picks the AWP. She has a good spawn for that T-ramp pick, but nobody watching it for 7PM. She could be a little bit isolated from the second mid push here.
This is an interesting adaptation. Normally they've left it in the hands of Alel, but she's opted for an M4 instead. And this is a mix-up. Maybe Phoenix are hoping that 7PM have got mortal fear of Banana. Doesn't look to be the case, though. They will send Shimley up there to check.
Has been the consistent push towards this area of the map again. 7PM, they're just taking control away from the CT side, leaving HFO to keep the rotations at bay. Phoenix still committed with 3 towards A. It's going to be down to Aurel and Alel once again on this B-bomb site if the push is to come through. 7PM, they are fairly heavily committed as well, starting to line up some utility. It could just be the full execute onto this B-bomb site here.
If they can break through off to the top of Banana, you have to think this is 7PM's round, because the reaction from Phoenix when they've had to go in there, they have money to work with, so the retake is definitely going to look more attractive, but we have to see if they can stop this first take. Here come the Molotovs. Alel's going to back away. That's going to spread. And now the execution. They know it's a full 5-stack here. The one spray. Hazel's taken out by Aurel through the smoke. Oh. That's a turnaround, though. Alel is dropped. It's a 4v4. This plan should come through. The rest of the CT is trying to respond.
Half a gap in that CT smoke, but it's recovered immediately by 7PM. A 1-for-1 trade puts them 4v4. All the remaining Phoenix players looking to retake from CT and construction as the push comes through. There's still a little bit of utility for Phoenix to use, but it is not a lot. The AWP gets dropped onto Aurel, and now they're going to go for this. 7PM.
And MN, they're hanging right towards the edge of this one. This is not going to be easy. That bomb looking so enticing. Tags up. You've got to start moving if you're Phoenix right now. The spray through. Decorgez Eliminated Hifo, and then comboing up, and all of a sudden it's just down to Kawaibi. She can't get it done. 7PM are on the match point.
1 round away from Valencia here, 7PM female. The Chinese roster looking so good, and the money is not there for Phoenix.
Oh, it's not. You'd think they'd built it up a little bit, but this is starting to look desperate. The FAMAS comes in, a couple of M4s, a UMP, another one for Aurel, and that is not the buy you want when you're looking at the edge of this match.
Very slim pickings for the CT side, and as 7PM accelerate, Phoenix fall off. This is looking very awkward indeed. They're not even going to bother to pick up the AWP, the T side. They clearly trust these AK-47s as fast second mid control coming through, and it looks like they might just go fast towards the A bomb site here.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the play right now. If they can establish bracket control, that's huge. Hazel does take a little bit of damage. First off, on through that Molotov. Smoke's going to come through the flash as well. And they try to bust through the door right now. The spray is there. It's pretty huge. 2-for-1 trade. Is it going to be enough? That's the question right now. Through the smoke, they've got Hifo on the high ground, and DeCorguez mows her down with the FAMAS. That might be enough to stop this push.
Shimmerly and Leo have to go absolutely huge here if they want to book their spot of Valencia 4 versus 2. They're in the apartments at the moment. Really no map control to work with. You can see Aurel's got so aggressive towards Banana with that UMP. That spot almost guarantees a frag for the CT side, as we are seeing 7PM just opting to back out of this situation. They are going to have to be so meticulous in this retake.
And Aurel, rather, the one guarding so far up Banana here. It's a UMP, but at that range, well, you just can't miss.
Such an awkward position for this T side to clear as well. 7PM, they can't afford to pre-fire it either. It gives the position away. They are going to creep up.
Spray one, spray two! That's enough. Phoenix stay alive.
3 more rounds, Phoenix, to force the OT in map 3, and they are looking good so far. 4 players kept up. The cash is there for 7PM, but they need to start securing rounds, and they've been isolated towards the end of the half.
And Phoenix have managed to salvage a couple of rifles off the back of that. Their flagging economy is going to get a bit of a boost. They can invest fully into that utility. And Phoenix making this comeback happen.
With the drops, it should be a half-decent buy for 7PM, but it's only the 2 AKs, 3 P250s, and I won't write them off because they've done it before. It's going to be much more difficult this time. Couple of AKs to work with. Full buy, though, on the side of Phoenix, and so much utility to lock out this T side.
All the way through second mid, it looks like they might want to come upstairs here into apartments and try to take an A site through that. Hazel's going to be the one solo at the moment.
Really no map control to work with at all for the T side. 7PM, they're just going to look to burst out of the apartments by the sounds of things, and it's going to be very difficult for them to find the shots as the utility will rain through for the T side. Hazel with the AK taking bracket, and now the push starts to come in. The flashbang, good, but they need to find their frags, and they will do. 2 P250s, 2 kills, and now the CT side are really on the ropes here, Phoenix.
They've managed to even pick up another rifle on the T side. They've got everything. Control of the A side, fanned out, spread out. Phoenix, they need to make this happen. This is going to be it. This is going to be the end of the match if they can't retake.
They're desperately trying to push into position here. They have control of the bracket. They're trying to make the play towards short, but look at Phoenix. They've not got anything to work with. 7PM are so passive as this push starts to come in. They're trying to make the retake happen. Aurel starting to clear the site. Not a lot to work with. There's really no presence. The frag's not coming through. Leo gets one. 2 versus 5. Mitch gets one more, but it's all over. 7PM, pack your bags. You are going to Valencia for DreamHack.
Fantastic finish for the 7PM side on home field advantage. Big hugs all around, and they end with a flawless 4-0 record.
And what a performance from the Chinese side. Top of that Chinese Open qualifier, taking down invited teams left, right, and center, and making it happen here in some style, as you said, yet to lose a series.
They have lost a lot of maps in each of them. It's been close a number of times, but this is why they are the powerhouse. 7PM building off that ex-Tyloo core of players and delivering. They will be our first qualifier.
恭喜 7PM 取得比赛的胜利，也夺得了这次前往西班牙的第1个门票。来 7PM， 我们整队一起来中间一下，一起做个采访。全队一起来。 其实这次比赛你们以全胜的姿态打到现在，不过其实中间也是打得非常的焦灼，甚至刚刚也是一场大战。那你们终于是成功取得了这张门票，那你们现在心情是什么样的感觉？而且这张门票对你们来说有什么样的意义？
真的很开心，我们一路打来，后面没有教练。没有教练，没有赞助，一路打过来，我们5个人都很棒。
听说好像前几天也是你们其中一位队员的生日，那这是不是也是一个最大的一个礼物呢？
对，他的生日。对，
谢谢。
那你们最后要不要也跟这几天不停支持你们的亲朋好友，还有所有在直播间替你们加油打气的观众朋友说一点话？要不要一人说一句好了？
你先说。
说什么？
想说什么都可以说。
我带你们打。
我也不想听。
就很感谢我的水友，很感谢Teach 小姐姐，很感谢师弟这几天一直在安慰我，因为生病了，然后就状态不是很好，然后谢谢大家。
谢谢大家的支持，我们以后也会努力的，会坚持的。
谢谢弟弟们一直支持我们，谢谢弟弟们，我会继续努力加油。
好，再次恭喜你们。那我也是简单翻译一下刚刚这一段，就刚刚也是问到了，就是 So the question was, how are they feeling right now? You know, it's been 4 rough days of tournaments, especially that match just now was so tense, and for them, it hasn't been easy at all. Like, they were without a coach, they were without sponsors. To get here, it's incredible. And they're all extremely happy. And especially, Leo had her birthday a couple of days ago, so this is like a big present as well. And they just did a shout out to all their fans and friends and families and thanked everyone for their support. 那我们接下来还有一个名额，有时要稍作休息一下，以后我们会回来继续争夺这个名额。那我们一会儿再见。
敬个礼去。好，谢谢大家。